Hello everyone and welcome to this YouTube live streaming about Elbwood 2026 lineup. It's a real pleasure to have you here with us, and you see I have a table full of beautiful products in front of me that you see and don't see. We have Samuel backstage that is already ready. We have Frank Pressentin himself with us, and we are really looking forward to share with you the 2026 lineup of Elbwood. And why do we believe it's such a milestone and an important moment? Well, whenever we get the chance to talk and to exchange our minds and thoughts with Frank himself, we realize and we fully understand what really stands behind Elbwood. And it's always a possibility and opportunity for us to see how Elbwood and its DNA and its values unfolds in front of us while talking with Frank. We truly believe that today, now, in the next 2 hours, you're gonna experience exactly this together with us. You're gonna have a full clarity, transparency about what Elbwood stands for and where it's heading to. And we believe that's a big added value. We are truly grateful for the relationship we could build up with Elbwood and with Frank himself. And to be honest, we would love to see more and more brands joining this approach of sharing their thoughts, their values, and all the details behind their craftsmanship. So, what can you expect of today's live show? Let's go to the agenda. We're gonna start speaking about Elbwood and having a brief introduction about Elbwood. Then we deep dive into the core product lineup of Elbwood in 2026. We go then through a pen presentation of each and single product Elbwood's gonna show and produce and present in 2026. And we're gonna end giving a heads up about Elbwood's future. I hope you're ready as much as we are. Now, enough from me. Let's start and deep dive into the topic with a brief introduction about Elbwood itself by Samuel Naldi. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, good fellas, I am very, very proud that we are able to host this live stream. This is, like Manuel said, such a groundbreaking moment. This is something that we wish is going to happen several times per year with different kind of brands. But today, it's all about Elbwood. Elbwood is a brand that you probably know by now I really, really love. Why do I love it? Well, I love the heart of Elbwood. I love the people behind the brand Elbwood, Mr. Pressentin, and also, we're gonna get to know more about Elbwood and the future of the brand and what's happening. When I fell in love with Elbwood, it was all about details that made the difference and let me understand that Elbwood was different than any other small company that is available on the market. And maybe to let you understand why, when it comes to high craftsmanship, it's also about the commitment of the brand, I want to let you know what was the thing that let me understood that Elbwood was different and that the people behind Elbwood were different. And there is, of course, high craftsmanship that goes behind the making of the pen, everything that is the material, the shape, the design, the details of the pen itself. But one of the big complexities of this industry is creating nibs that are not laser engraved, but embossed. And embossing nibs requires a certain upfront investment. And when a brand decides to do an upfront investment, especially when it's a small brand, because you can see that Elbwood is a small brand, or was a small brand and is becoming bigger in terms of importance, even if their quantities still remain very niche. But when I understood that Elbwood was very serious about what they're doing, is when I saw that all the nibs that were used by Elbwood were embossed nibs in different colors and in a wide variety of nib widths. And this is exactly when I knew, okay, this brand is serious. This is a place where I need to go. I need to document what is happening. And I want our community to see and to understand the beauty behind Elbwood. But I've already talked enough as an intro. First of all, let us know in the comment, in the chat, where you're tuning in from. The beauty of live streaming is exactly the fact that it's happening. We're all over the world watching this specific live streaming. We have Mr. Frank Pressentin, who flew all the way from Hamburg over here, even if he has a very long trip happening in about 2 days. So the amount of commitment, that's what we love. And we love the structure that we're bringing into the industry and that we will be able to see with Elbwood. So without any further delay, let's introduce Elbwood.
I have been given quite a rare opportunity to create my own, deeply personal material, one that contains everything. My passion, my workshop, my way of seeing the world. Every corner of my workshop holds a story. In the drawers of the old-type cabinets, in the oily gleam of the lathe, in the shadows of the tools on the wall. But how do you distill those stories into their essence, the essential truth? My wife had the answer. Why not just use the colors of your atelier? A slate blue, like the machines. A warm honey tone, like the wood that surrounds me. And a dark gray, like the dust and the cracks and the handles I touch every day. And now these colors are becoming material. Not just anywhere, but in a place where industry and real craft still belong together. In a former sand-lime brick factory right on the banks of the River Elbe. This is Schönberger Ebonite, one of the last places in the world of its kind. Here, natural rubber is mixed with pigment and refined. A secretive process that results in a wonderful tactile and high-quality natural material, which is called Ebonite. What happens here is like a silent kind of alchemy. Raw mass is rolled, layered, shaped. Colors blend, dance, intertwine into something that can never be repeated. And I get to be part of it, not just with an idea, but with my hands. Once the rods come out of the extruder, still soft, they're stacked in stainless steel tubes and placed into massive pressure chambers. Gas-tight autoclaves. There, they are vulcanized over several days, and then they rest. Again, for at least 3 days. Heat, pressure, and time. It takes a lot of patience to turn rubber into ebonite. It's only through sanding that the true nature of this material is revealed. The surface becomes smoother, the contrast deeper, and the individual colors come to life. Now, the hidden beauty of this extraordinary material begins to show. When I hold the polished ebonite in my hands, something clicks. It's not just the colors of my atelier. There's something more, something larger. There are also the colors of the River Elbe, the slate blue of the river, the golden orange of the shallow shores, and the dark gray in the shadows of the trees. I never planned this, but somehow the ebonite knew. And so begins a new collection. A base material that exists only here at Elbwood, for writing instruments that are more than just objects. They are carriers of an idea, of a place, of a perspective. This limited edition marks the beginning of a new era. It will be called the Penmaker's Atelier.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're very happy to welcome Frank Pressentin from Elbwood.
Thank you for inviting me, Samuel. Thank you very much.
Frank, thank you so much for taking the time to fly over here. That's such a huge honor to have you.
It's an honor for me to be here, to be honest. I mean, you put out the show, you make all these You make this dream come true for me, to be honest.
Well, and you make dreams come true for us and for this beautiful community, creating astonishing writing instrument that I also have the luck to be using right now as we go through the live streaming, right?
I know that one, yes.
You know this one, right?
Yes.
I had a small role in this one, a terrible one.
I think it's a year ago you went to Hamburg, visit me in my atelier.
That is correct.
And it was the first time we met with a little time in person, and you started hammering on that piece.
Correct.
And he didn't stop.
No.
He didn't stop until it was finished, so I thought it might have been a good idea to finish the rest, the grip section, put in a nice nib. And I think I put an engraving in there.
Yes.
That only you know. Is it readable?
It's readable. I can read it. But
Yeah.
I don't think we can. I mean,
We cannot show it. It's
We'll try to show it later.
It's a little secret, and this little secret actually started something we will talk about in a couple of minutes, because we implemented it into the work, into the collection that we are showing, to put a very secretive engraving for the discerned collector to know what's going on, what's so special, and your piece started that all.
That's very interesting. And that, that's the beauty of a brand like Elbwood. It's the fact that we are experiencing not only the birth, but also the making of the brand. And when we look at craftsmanship, high craftsmanship, handmade products, it's also always about the soul of the person that is behind the brand. And that's what I really appreciate behind Elbwood. Elbwood is in big parts the soul and the mindset of Frank Pressentin, but is also evolving above that. And I want to use exactly this hint here to go through how Elbwood was born. Where is it born from? How did you came up with the idea of starting Elbwood?
Every time I get asked these questions, people don't believe I'm a social worker by trade. I never had anything to do with lathes, with tools, with mechanics. Social work is a very intense work where you work with people. And I have been doing that passionately for over 20 years. But then you come to the point where you have to find, what is it in English? You have to relieve your brain from all the things you see. And I realized that working with your hands, where you see instantly what you have accomplished, is a very good way of doing that. And I started building a boat. Everybody in my family said, "Why are you building a boat?" I said, "Well, we live in Hamburg, and Hamburg has the river Elbe, which is a beautiful river, and we call it the gate to the world. Because when you stand in the middle of Hamburg, you look at that harbor, it just opens up a world, water, dreams." And I started building a boat. It was a wooden boat, and I built it near the river Elbe. And who can guess? It's Elbwood who came out of that. So that's how the name was born. And I fell so much in love with not just boat building. I'm not the best boat builder in the world, but I finished that thing. And two families and a picnic case can go on a day trip on the river Elbe and enjoy it. I fell in love with craft. And then was this idea, looking at the boat, that there are these captains. They have been writing in their logbooks for centuries. They still do it today. I think now it's done digitally, but the logbook is a very important part of seamanship. And there it was, writing. It's about stories, it's about adventure, it's about gate to the world. We go out there, we meet pirates or whatever. You know, there's something happening in your head. Writing gives you the other kind of metaphoric gate to the world. And so my idea was, why not make writing instruments founding on the experiences I made building the boat. So the first pieces were made out of brass, typical boat building piece, oak, mahogany, and that was the idea. And from there on, I just dove in that rabbit hole and never came out of it again.
And to also be concrete when it comes about, then the making of pens, you started taking in all these machines that you operate, and you also had to learn to use them. And we were talking today while we were at lunch about the fact that yes, the product that we see and the materials that are being used is one of the big added value of what Elbwood is doing. But for me, the biggest added value that the brand can bring is the knowledge and the study behind the product before the product is even made. Because that creates then a product that one feels like it has soul, it has consistency, and it is something authentic. And so if you want to shortly just describe what this journey has been to now be able to be here in Zug, Frank, and discover a lineup of pens.
Yeah, well, it's been a slow way, to be honest. It has been a very slow way. I'm in my 10th year of making. I had to learn a lot in the beginning, and you said something about value. For me, the value was curing my curiosity, learning things, getting to know people who know more than me, and learn from them how to fulfill my vision. And my vision was, in the beginning, to make a pocket fountain pen that is, at that time, I had a very nice Kaweco Sport, we all know, made from solid brass. And I love that thing until today. It's still in my workshop. The only thing I don't like it about was a small nib. And the challenge for me, don't ask me why, it was in my head, to build a fountain pen that's pocketable, a little bit smaller than that one, but with a full size, Jowo number size nib. And when you put the cap on the back, it even fits in big hands. It was a self-come-up-with challenge to me, and I just went that way. It took me 3 years to come up with the first model. And then I said, why not keep on going this path and develop a brand, a world around it, telling the stories I experienced going that way. Does it make sense?
Absolutely, absolutely. And so you started with the Pocket Master, and then you developed into the long cap, the short cap.
Yes. Talking about the models, the Pocket Master was the first model. And then came the long cap and the short cap. And when you look at them very carefully, there's one element in my design quite obvious. Philosophically spoken, it's the form carries the material. It gives stage to the material. I was doing so much research on forms of pens, and I realized a simple form is not often to be found, especially not in the luxury world of pens. It's kind of Bauhaus inspired, it's kind of very streamlined, very geometrical. I hope I pronounce it right. And the idea was, why not reduce to the max? Leave away as much as possible to give the stage, or let the stage be a good stage for the material. And as you can see in these models, we are talking about very similar forms, but depending on the material used, they totally appear differently.
Absolutely, absolutely, Frank. And I mean, it is just beautiful. I mean, you cannot see it yet so well. I can see it from here. I already had the whole afternoon. So this is going to be one of the very exciting part, because we will be talking pens. We'll be looking at pens in different materials, with different finishes, with different philosophies. There's a lot to talk about. And, you know, Frank, I think it's important and it's respectful also towards the customers, the people who are watching now, that are also investing into purchasing such a product and then using it in their daily life, to really let them understand the passion, the drive, and the work that you put behind each single writing instrument, before that the writing instrument is in the hand of its owner in Australia, in the UK, in UAE, in USA, or whatever other beautiful place, Hong Kong, Japan. But before we go into the products, I would love that we talk about this, the 9 concept.
The 9.
What is this, the 9 concept?
Well, many things come to me while making. I told you about how I came to my name, Elbwood. It was not scripted or something. I was sitting in front of my wooden boat at the river Elbwood. The 9 came to me because I'm in my 9th year. I have been in my 9th year last year. And I realized that in the years before, I'm an artist at first, you know. And I'm kind of impulsive. I like a material and I think, oh, I have to make a pen out of that. Then I make that pen, take nice pictures, put it online, and then people from all over the world give me their trust and bought it. That was an incredible experience, still is until today. But using this concept, I was able to put out quite a broad range of different designs in a pretty short time, but honestly running into some problems. Because if you're a single artist and you have a broad range and everything is sold, you just run after the demand. So it was a mixture of many talks of the symbolic 9 year. It was one of our talks in spring last year, that was the 9th year. You said, why don't you reduce the number of available products? We have 3 pocket masters. You have 3 long caps, you have 3 short caps. That makes 9 again.
There's always a sense,
yes,
right?
There's oh yeah, that makes sense, and gives me planability. And then you said something else, yes, and it gives us planability as well, because we as dealers know exactly what to talk about. And the customer or the collector will be informed much better, and it's transparent for him that there are 9 pieces. And long sentence short, in June last year, I was... Are we online? Oh, okay. In June last year, I was given the chance to have a nice article in the Pen World magazine. And Nikki Passarov asked me, Frank, I like the 9 concept. Please write down your 9 core values for me. And then again, as I said, you meet people and they give you certain advice. And then I sat down and wrote them down. I don't know, shall I read all of them or shall I read?
No, I think it would be nice if we go over them, Frank, because maybe in short, but I think it gives so much character and depth to your company, to your brand, and also to each single element. So yes, I would please ask you if they can show this 9 element on here on the if you give me, and maybe you go through them.
Yes. It's kind of a manifesto for me. It became a manifesto. It's been incredibly much work to write 9 sentences down. But again, if you want to reduce, often it's much harder than to put things on there. It's harder to take things away. So it's the same with words. And one thing that came to me in the beginning was a stillness. A pen should invite calm. It should hold a quiet presence, free of distraction, allowing focus and reflection. That is the reason why most of us use pens when writing.
Absolutely.
Precision. Every detail matters. Craftsmanship must be exact, not for the sake of perfection, but to show respect for the material and the client. Relevance. A piece should belong to its time without being trapped by it. Materials, design, and intentions must speak clearly to today while quietly acknowledging what came before. Character, something very important for my work. I use materials that age. Materials must speak their own language. Wood should feel like wood. Copper should age. Nothing should pretend to be something it's not. It's challenging to work that way.
I can imagine.
If you work with wood, it's so much easier to put lacquer on there and to hide something. Okay, understatement. I come from Hamburg. Hamburg has this kind of thing, we don't show our wealth, we like it understatement. It's a very old tradition from the tradesmen, and I kind of like that. Quiet choices shape lasting impressions. Intentional omission reveals the essence of form. Dialogue, number 6. Form is always a response. Every creation arises from exchange between thought and matter, client and maker, past and present. Number 7, substance. A good pen has weight, physical and emotionally. It feels valuable in the hand and carries meaning in its presence. Memory. Craft can hold memory through material, patina, provenance, or gesture. A pen can become a vessel of time. Longevity. A well-made pen should last, not just for decades, but across generations. Its form, feel, and meaning should deepen with time, not fade. Longevity is the highest form of sustainability.
It's the first time that we're sharing this with the people. And I think, we've been now going through this 9 distinctive motivations of your brand and of yourself, your manifesto. And personally, when I look at it and when you shared this the first time with me, it made me understand and appreciate so much more about what each single pen is that we hold in our hand. Because at the end of the day, as I already mentioned, and I was already going through this kind of mentality, is the fact that a craftsmanship product is not just something that you want to buy for the sake of buying it, but there's emotion that we have to attach to it. And there is meaning that we need to attach to it. And by using it, it acquires even more meaning. And so your presence, this manifesto, the structure that the collection is starting to have, this is really enhancing also in my personal feeling the brand Elbwood. How do you feel that?
I really do feel that it gives me structure. My wife and my son, who are probably watching, know that I am actually not the most structured person, especially not in household things and stuff. But
none of us.
Well, we live in a world of choices, and there are so many choices. And when you're in your atelier, you're a craftsman, and you look at all these materials available. You have to make choices. You have to make them justice, and not to get distracted, not to become indisciplined. You need to focus on something and make decisions.
Absolutely.
And it helps. Sometimes it helps me to sit down and go through the hustle, writing something down, to give me a framework. It became the framework of my future steps, but actually, to be true, this is the essence of the last 9 years. Many talks with you, with customers, people who came
at the manufacturer, right? At your atelier.
Yeah, they came to me in my atelier, they made a masterclass. They are customers from all over the world. They said, oh, you know what I like about your work? It's provenance. A customer of mine, meanwhile, a good friend, he says, provenance. I never thought about provenance in the beginning. How could I? But these are things that come through connection. So we are a dialogue. No dialogue, no audience. That's the worst thing for an artist.
I love it.
To have an artist.
Absolutely. But one must also be open to have a dialogue. And I think that
Yes.
brands and people who have the mentality and the openness to have a dialogue are then also the brands that at the end reach the heart of the customer. And that's something that I must compliment you, Frank, on. And I think that there's many other realities in this industry that we'll have to learn from your approach. And we will see that through what we're about to discover, because now we've talked about the provenance, right? Where you come from. We've talked also about the 9, so also these 9 elements that make the brand Elbwood. But I'm pretty sure that all of you are now very excited to discover actual products, actual releases. And I have a very, I think, concrete selection here that we will go through. Are we good to start, in your opinion? Are you ready?
I'm very interested to know which one you will pick first.
Before we start, Frank, I would love for people who are watching to please let us know who of you is already a Elbwood owner. Who of you already has an Elbwood and is using an Elbwood, and what kind of emotions you have. Please share it with the community. I always say, Frank, that one of the big beautiful things about having such a space like we have is the fact that the viewer can learn from other viewer, and they can get to know things from other viewers. And that's one of the biggest added values. Yes, the videos that we do, yes, the information that we share, yes, the shots and the videos that we do. But at the end of the day, one of the first things that people do is to read what other people are thinking. And so please share your opinion and your experiences. And now I think we're ready to start
Yeah, I can't wait.
with the
I'm a
first
little
one.
Nervous now.
Yeah, I am too.
I have been all day, but
I will be the model who will be like holding the pens while I let you do the whole explaining part of the
Okay.
pen. We're gonna start with probably the most iconic Elbwood, okay? The most iconic Elbwood. And while we go through it, it's also going to be interested to know how many pieces will be available. Maybe also we can start also by mentioning, since we were talking about the 9, while we show the pen, this reference thing, you know?
Oh, yes.
And also what the concept is about it. Why did you want it to do that? And so we're gonna start, as I mentioned, with the Elbwood Pocket Hammerschlag in 925 sterling silver. Or 935.
935. That's a specialty. I have this alloy company about 130 years old in Hamburg, and they supply me with the silver. They're very trustworthy. Schiefer and Co. they are called, and they use 935. It's a little bit above sterling silver, but still hard enough to work directly in there. And I think you say most iconic because it is a pocket master. It's one of my first models. And obviously you're a little biased because it's the pocket master you have yourself. The hammer blown, the hammer technique took me 2 years again to find out. It sounds crazy because actually it's quite simple, as anybody can see in the video when you have been in my workshop. But to find out the right way to do it, not to destroy all the threads. And again, it was through dialogue. I had a very old machine renovated for me after my needs. And the guy who was working on that machine was a silversmith by hobby. And he was hammering on a ring. I said, oh, can you show me? And he showed me, and then it made click. And these things come on my pens after the other. Sometimes it takes incredibly long, and suddenly they are there and totally make sense. And when I first published this piece, I made a newsletter, and it was instantly sold out for a couple of weeks, which was crazy. I was totally overwhelmed. And I made another one made from copper. It's not in the lineup, I can tell you that. But I have an anecdote about this copper piece. A woman who had acquired the first silver one called me. I need the copper one. She was crying on the phone. I said, why are you crying? She said, well, it reminds me on my brother who passed away a couple years ago. In the 80s, we were punks, and we bought an old VW Beetle, they called the car.
Yeah, Beetle,
Sprayed it rusty brown, copper colored, and hammered it because they wanted to be cool. So suddenly a pen holds a story for a person that I could have never thought of. And I realized that when you keep on going this path, and it happens every once in a while that you deeply connect with people just by going the artisan way.
Absolutely.
So that is the most intense emotion I've had on a hammered piece. But I think it speaks for itself. It's heavy. Some say it is too heavy. Some say, "Oh, make it even heavier."
Yeah. No, I love the weight.
You
know.
love the weight you write it. I think it's around 77 gram.
Yeah, that's a lot for a pocket pen.
That is quite a lot for a pocket pen, but it's well balanced, and the weight is put towards the nib.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is lead the nib.
No, and exactly because it's a pocket. Maybe we can show it by holding it. You see, it just stays perfectly in hand. It doesn't matter how big or small your hand is. At the end of the day, for such a pocket master, that's pretty much the shape. You might have it a bit there, but it sits on your hand so beautifully and so perfectly. And that's one of the reasons why I love to use it. And while it's a pocket and a short pen, it feels so solid, so big, so real. I would like, Frank, you've been mentioning the copper, and you said the copper is not there, but we had the copper last year.
We had the copper last year. Yes.
So what's the point? Copper is also less expensive than silver. Maybe we want to have the copper, but I love the fact. Somehow I love the fact that it's not there, because now the people who bought it own something that is not in collection anymore. But how many also are you going to be doing about of this 935 sterling silver? So give us a bit these two answers.
Well, first of all, I just told you it's all about decision. When it comes to making a collection, and the goal was to make 9 pieces, then you have to make decisions. It's hard. And I found a way of implementing the copper, even the hammered copper, in another way. And it doesn't mean that the copper Pocket Master will never show up again. But for this year, I'm thinking in a collection. And it was an advice of you. And I'm pretty sure you know that and you remember that, because it was a very, very important advice. And in fact, I learned the most from my customers and from the dealers who trust me, have been patient enough over the last years to work with somebody who was not able to deliver in big amounts and fast and stuff, but trusted my work. Your advice was a game changer for me. You told me, why don't you use reference numbers? I said, I don't like serial numbers and stuff. I'm not into that. No. Reference numbers. And you had to explain to me what a reference number was, because I did not think of that. And the idea is to give each model a number per year. We have 2026. This is the Pocket Master Silver 935 Hammerblown, Hammerschlag in German. So we call it PM AG 935 HS Hammerschlag. That's a short name.
So that's now the reference. So
that's the reference.
PM Pocket Master.
Yes.
HS.
AG is
AG Argento. So silver.
935.
The kind of silver.
And HS Hammerschlag.
So.
And then we
hand hammering.
And then we put in a number 2026, 1 of 36.
So that means we're gonna have 36 of this Hammerschlag for the whole year.
In 2026. That does not mean that we have made 36 pieces yet. It's impossible for me. Make them one after the other. But it does mean, and that is what really, really helped me, and that was the game-changing part for me in your advice, it helps me to plan. That means 3 pieces per month. Or 6, and I can work more focused on one material in time.
3 pieces per month for 12 months.
Yes.
Can you imagine what a small number it is? The importance that Elbwood is getting as a brand, but the quantities that are actually being released into the market are insanely low, especially for a pen like this one that is so cherished and so loved and so appreciated by the community. And that honestly, I mean, we have a waiting line personally on that styleofzug for the Hammerschlag. And anytime there is maybe the chance that somebody for some reason says, I cannot or I don't want to buy it, because that happens. It happens also with a lot of other very beloved products in the luxury industry. Then the next customer cannot believe it that he has the chance to already get his hands on one of these. So you're going to do 36 pieces of this sterling silver one, right? 36
pieces. They have each carries its own reference number. Shall we show where the reference number is at?
Let's show it.
I don't know if the camera is able to catch it.
I think it will work.
Yeah.
I think
you will reveal it.
Maybe we're gonna start from this one.
Oh, you will start with your one.
Yes,
yeah,
and maybe you want to say the story about this, because you know the story better than I do. I mean, because
that is the one you made when you were in my workshop a year ago, and you were hammering on that one, and that was after our talk about reference numbers, etc. So I made a big investment to invest into the technique to be able to make a reference number so small. And your reference number is Samuel Naldi, the pen game changer. Who would have guessed that? It was a personal gift I made to Samuel because I really value his advice. It helped me a lot. And I think
I'm trying my best. Huh?
Yeah. But I think people get the idea. It's not the obvious number screaming, "Here I am." It is for the person who knows that there is a reference and that can discover something in a hidden spot.
And maybe we can show you see, it's really hidden because once you close it down, there is nothing that is being shown in terms of numbering, right?
No, you have to unscrew the grip section, and you need a loop. You can see it if you have really good eyes.
Yeah.
I will turn 50 this year, so it's much harder for me now.
Well, you look like 35.
Yeah, I went to the hairdresser. Yeah, she did a good job.
So let's show the one of the Pocket Master here.
Yes.
And look, we're gonna try something. Maybe we're smart.
Okay.
Let's see.
Oh, with the loop, yes.
Oh wow! I think this should work. Let's try this way.
Okay. You need to find the right spot, right?
It's not that easy. No, well, okay.
Don't do that.
It's easier. Exactly. It's easier like that.
Yes.
So we have the reference number here.
Yes.
And like you said, so we have here, let me take the loop. You're right, it takes the loop. You mentioned something to me very interesting about the precision that it takes to set up the pen in order to do the engraving that is then so small.
It takes incredibly long to do it. That actually is the only, trace that is not done manually. I use the aid of computers in that piece. Everything else is made on manual guided lathe. Mm-hmm. I'm not ashamed to admit because it's so small and it's still so much handwork.
Yeah.
To find that takes
let's try to show the one while you explain. Mm-hmm. I will still try to see if. Okay. Yeah, you're right. So. Okay, go Frank.
Yeah, you're still Frank. There you go. You see it small. It's what is it? 0.6. I think it's a six tenths of a millimeter.
That's crazy.
6,000ths of an inch for the Americans.
But one can actually read here. So.
Yes.
PM AG 935 HS, then 2026. And then this is number 17 of 36 pieces in the world, but very small, very like a little Easter egg almost.
Yeah, I like that. It's fun.
Okay, wonderful. So this is a very interesting thing. I think we can move on to the next one. Maybe one thing that is always interesting when we present such pens. So this will be one of the references that will be available at Elbwood, that will be available at selected retailers. Currently, we're looking at how many retailers that are able. Four. And where are these retailers? What are their names? If you want to show.
I have 3 in Germany. The first one would be the Papeterie Berlin, Axel Müller. He's been an iconic fountain pen collector and retailer in Germany.
I look forward to meet him personally.
You never met him.
Not yet.
We talk about him. Yeah. We've been to Dubai twice, to the Dubai Pen Show, which was an experience.
Ah, fantastic.
And 10 years ago, I walked into his shop with my father. And he liked that I came with my father. And I told him about my idea. Oh, I want to make pens and I have these ideas. And he took the time and he was the first to give me professional advice on how to make the next step. Mm-hmm. And he was the one waiting the longest times for delivery. Then there is Joel M. Feld. He is actually not a pen dealer. He's pretty young. I think he's 30 something. He's an advisor for people who want to collect art. Artifacts, objects. He advises people to build up a collection of beautiful things. Mm-hmm. Should check out his website. Mm-hmm. It's interesting stuff. He again advised me with lots of wisdom coming from the arts and craft perspective. Mm-hmm. It's a totally different view. Mm-hmm. He's a curator, if you want to.
Absolutely.
Then there's a small family-run business in Friedberg. They came to my atelier 3 years in a row, König Plus. It's a papeterie, and they build up a writing room. They have all the normal stuff, copy room, backpacks if you want to go to school. But in the end of their old traditional house, they have a small room and they call it the writing room. And they want German-made, manufactured by hand writing instruments. And they did not give up, even though I told them 3 times, sorry, I might not be the best partner for dealers yet because I cannot deliver.
Not supply that many people.
So, and now I'm in this situation. I'm very proud that they supported my work as well. And then there is Samuel Naldi, Styleofzug, who are so passionate about my work that, may I say that how many pieces of my editions you took?
I don't know. That's stuff that Manuel knows usually. Manuel and Sara know about these things.
Well,
I only do the beautiful part, which is talking with you.
What makes it really interesting is that you guys made a commitment, which makes it you not only share your advice, your experience, your professionality, feedback from customers, market insights. You make a commitment. I mean, you stream all these videos every day. You do something very special in this industry. You on Instagram, on YouTube, wherever I open up something pen-related, you show up. You really live this life. And you dedicate yourself to brands like mine. I feel fortunate enough that you do that, and you say, yeah, we believe in your work, and we buy your work, and we have the right customers who are happy that we source these special pieces for them. That is very, very important, especially for an artisan, an artist. It's, in the past, museums, galleries used to do this. You take kind of their job and do it, and believe in a very, very early stage and trust that these things will develop in their potential that you saw first in them. That is something I'm deeply grateful for.
Well, we are grateful for your incredible work, Frank, and to have the chance to bring these beautiful products at the attention of the people, because they deserve, and the reaction and also the response has been incredible in the last year. But handmade is something you cannot finish, and this is really, really handmade, and it really requires time, and people appreciate this because we live in a world where a lot of things are mass market produced, and finally here we're looking at something that is really handmade with a lot of soul. So very cool that we mentioned about the retailers where these things can be found. So you can always also check out these retailers. You will soon be discovering something that Frank and his team will be showing for the first time. But there's always a chance. But of course, also these are pens that are going to be available, and we're about to show you all the other pens. Don't worry. We need to give you the fundament and the base. So
you're building up
exactly. We're building up. So after, we will be going through one after the other. But before we do that, I also would like for the people to understand, because, I don't want people to feel too much FOMO, because we know how rare your pieces are, because we're talking about 3 pieces per month. Yet, if they want to buy an Elbwood, how does this usually happen? Maybe after I can also say from our part, but also from your part on your future website or on your website that we're about to present.
I think first I tell you how it used to happen.
I
had this online shop. There was a product, and you bought it, paid it. It took a lot of trust. People did from all over the world, and then you waited. I think there are 3, maybe 4 customers who I still have in queue from over 12 months ago. So some people even waited for 2 years. They took a lot of patience and trust. And obviously that is not a way of being a proper, running an online shop if you cannot. So we thought of something else. Last year in March, I closed down my online shop. I said, I'm sorry, I want to finish the work that is ahead of me. And I would like to come up with a different system, more transparent, and maybe not running into 2 years of waiting time or 1 year. Maybe to get to the situation to deliver in 4 to 8 months. That is something we all are used to. If we ask a tailor, could you make us a nice suit? Could you pay a table? And So again, your reference system, your idea of going into a collection was the solution. So if we take this, for example, 36 pieces, when you go to my website later, you will see almost all of them are grayed out. That does not mean that they all sold out yet. It means at first there are dealers, as I just mentioned, and they made their orders. And I will have to order one after the other for the dealers.
And you have allocated a certain amount to the dealers, correct?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yes. So the idea is, as soon as it is at your trusted dealer, you get it there in an instant, as soon as it is there. If you want to order on my online shop, we came up with the system, and that is something we will try this year. It's the first time we try it. The system means as soon as we start working on a piece, because I work parallel, the small, tiny batches. As soon as we work on a piece, we will put it online in the online shop. So you can order, and then it's not going to be a year because he's working on it already. As soon as it finishes, we will send
dispatch it.
Yeah. One very important thing, you hear me talking in we, not in I. That's very new and very exciting for me. Since December, I have a teammate. That's Maurice. Hello, Maurice. I hope you're watching.
Ciao, Maurice.
Maurice has been a long-time supporter of my work for 10 years. He's a communication designer by trade. He's a leather guy by trade. He makes all the leather work for Elbwood. Has been doing that as a freelancer for 10 years now. He developed the logo. So he has been very passionate with Elbwood for over 10 years, and now we stayed together at the lathe. When he was young, he learned the trade of metal lathe.
Incredible.
So he's heavily overqualified for what we do. He brings it all to the table.
That's a great sign.
Yeah, and the most important thing for me, I'm not alone in the atelier.
Yeah.
It's nice to have colleagues to share.
Absolutely. To grow, to brainstorm.
To brainstorm, to know we will be able to put these things out. So I am very confident that times will become a little shorter, the plan will become true, and we can put out a little more pieces when it comes to the full year than before. When you go to my new website, you will see a catalog raisonné stating every piece from 2021. That is when my professional career started.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
In the first year, I started in November, it was like 22 pieces or so. And then year by year, 150 pieces. I was shocked that I did them all by myself.
150 every year.
Every year, 150.
Nothing.
One person. For
One
me,
person.
yeah, you say nothing.
No,
You compare
nothing
with-
for the market, but
Yes,
of course, incredible work for what you've done. But for the market, it's a ridiculous amount, right?
Yes, and now the idea was to write down what's on the market, what I ever made. It's kind of like a diary for me, obviously, as well. And you see written down Pocket Master, made in copper, made in brass, that nib, etc.
So this is a very, sorry that I interrupt or I this is a very important information, good fellas, because we're probably looking at the first brand who has a clear structure of how many pieces have been released into the market. That also means from someone that is in retail and that is into the product side of things and into the commercial side of things, that for the first time we have pure transparency behind what has been put out in the market. And so that, of course, creates desire. It creates also trust. And trust is a very important thing when it comes to a brand. And therefore, like, we will see how this will unfold, but one of the things that I will do, I will go on the specific page where I can see all the pens that have been produced, and this will also be a way how one can make sure that we're looking at an authentic Elbwood, probably, because one could say this is the piece that was done in that year, and you will probably also know for which customer it was done. So potentially you could even hand out a certificate about the pen that somebody will maybe purchase on the secondary market one day.
Yes.
I hope at least that you...
Every pen since the beginning comes with a little card. I grant a lifetime warranty. And as long as I'm alive and doing it, and Elbwood is alive, we will be able to give you a certificate or give you a proof of provenance.
Authenticity,
Yes.
provenance, yeah.
Be able to repair.
Yeah.
because these pens are designed to be able to be repaired.
Truly
And what I
awesome.
wanted to say now
Yeah.
with Maurice, one step back,
Yeah.
thanks to him, I will be able to put out 338 pieces in 2026.
338 pieces.
How many are those per month? I don't even. But we are 4 hands, 2 heads now.
People watching, 338
Yes.
divided by
Calculator.
12. Let us know in the chat.
Yes. And so that is, I think in industry terms, we are scaling up.
Yeah, you're scaling
Yeah,
up.
we are
Yeah.
scaling.
It's a small scale, but it's a scaling up.
Yeah, and we will put on a reference number on every piece, which will make this legacy thing you just talked about, the catalog, even more transparent. It's more proof. So that, again, I'm pretty grateful for that. I found people that are so passionate about my work that they are willing to work with me.
Very good. I can imagine, and I think we cannot wait also to meet Maurice and to come next time with our dear videographer and production manager Giuseppe to also discover who Maurice is and to give even more depth and more emotion and more relation to an Elbwood product, right?
He makes crazy leather cases.
We look forward also on those. That's something we should definitely talk about also with Maurice. So that's very interesting. I would say now we've built a beautiful base, and now we should really get into this collection. We've started with an iconic piece, one of the most requested one, but now we're gonna go towards the next pen. So maybe to start, the Hammerschlag is going to be priced at 2,050 euro. That's including the German VAT?
Yes.
Okay, including the German VAT. Now we're looking at the Pocket Master Ebonite Black 1920 copper.
Yes.
All right. So
And
tell us a little bit about this pen. And then
in the beginning, you saw me making my own Ebonite in Schönberger Ebonite Manufaktur. That's an old brick factory. 20 years ago, they rebuilt it to make Ebonite.
Incredible.
There are only 3 Ebonite manufacturers in the world, as far as I know, and I'm lucky enough to live close to one of them. And even more lucky that it's the best one. And that's not only me saying it, it's
Absolutely, no.
other pen manufacturers will prove that. 1920 Black, as the name might suggest, is one of those classic black colors. In the 1920s, they started with Ebonite. I think it's a marketing name. Hard rubber does not sound as sexy as Ebonite. It comes from ebony, obviously.
Yeah.
But hard rubber doesn't do it justice. It's rubber from a natural tree. It feels natural. It always feels warm in your hands, and has a distinctive quality that organic materials have. It's no plastic. It's not resin. It is. It smells a little bit. You have some sulfur in there.
Of course.
And it's very skin friendly. It was used for pipes,
Yeah.
smoking pipes.
Yeah.
Pens, high quality fountain pens.
18 karat gold, rose gold
Yes,
nib.
yes.
How many pieces of this one will be released on the market?
24.
24. 2 per month, priced at 1,450 euro. And there is also something about Elbwood that I think it's important for people to understand and to know, and it's the fact that there's always a certain kind of imperfection on your pen, if I can call it so.
Yes.
So they're always polished, they're highly worked, but they're not always shiny in a way that is also part of the Elbwood DNA. Is that correct?
I think it is the true craftsman way. I come from the arts and crafts side. You see that that we have been working with our hands. If I would use a CNC machine, and that is a craft too, but you put all the data in, and then this machine can deliver technically higher quality than I can deliver with my hands, in thousands. You could compare it with CD and vinyl. Why do we love vinyl instead of CD when there are better sound qualities, better sound techniques? Are we online?
Let's wait a
We are
second.
struggling with the technique.
Okay.
there we are again. Okay.
So hope you guys can hear us.
If about imperfection, I think if something is organic, if something is worked by hands, if something shows traces of craftsmanship, that to me is perfection, rather than surfaces that never fade, that never change their appearance, that never patina. Then I don't know. Then I lose my interest. Samuel is gone away now. You want me to tell more about this piece?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. The combination of copper. Copper. I have plumbers who love me making these pens because that's how they grew up with plumbing in the house.
Of course.
Copper.
Of course.
It's an art to weld it. Copper will turn dark pretty soon. It will first becomes brown, then even black.
Mm-hmm.
It depends who touches it, on how the patina evolves.
Mm-hmm.
Every person has a different chemistry in their hands.
Correct.
So you kind of design your own surface by putting patina through time and use on it.
And the pen really becomes yours.
Yes.
So we're looking at 24 pieces
24.
that will be made in 2026 of this black Ebonite 1920 copper. And now we go over to the Pocket Master Walnut Silver.
Yes.
Here it is. Here we go.
Yeah.
Beautiful pen. Beautiful pen.
Who has been following me realized that my name is, or the company's name is Elbwood, and I think for the last 24 months there have been shown only very few wooden pieces. And people were asking, why don't you make wood anymore?
If you call Elbwood, right?
Yes. We all know a company that does not make mountains
Yeah.
or birds.
Yeah.
So it's not the brand name that decides what you make. But
True.
wood, to be honest, is the most difficult material to work with when it comes to pen making, if you do not stabilize it. There are techniques of stabilizing wood. You use CA glue or epoxy, put it on the surface, or much lacquer, and then the wood doesn't move anymore.
Yeah.
So, but if you want to move, if you want the wood to feel like wood and to look like wood,
Touch.
touch.
Yeah.
then the only chance you have is taking time, as violins makers use it, or instrument makers. First, you have to store the wood outside, fresh air, 8 years. This is stored outside. I usually have 8 centimeter thick pieces,
Yeah.
and one saying is 1 centimeter per
What?
thickness, 1 year. So 8 years outside. Then I have the same shelf built in my workshop. You've seen it. Again, 8 years. Maybe a little bit less, depending on the kind of wood. And then it goes higher and higher and higher on the shelves, because we all know underneath the ceiling there is the driest and the hottest air. And if it does not crack there after that time, then we have a good chance
That it's
going to last. Wood has the potential to crack on me on the very, very last cut. It happened many times. My wife gave me a card. It says, ich atme ein, ich raste aus. I freak out.
Yeah.
They have heard me yelling many times. So
That's one of the things I never thought about it. You're working on the material, and then at the end, the final, it cracks.
yes.
And
you
have to throw it away.
You see
You
how
cannot melt it.
You cannot. You have to throw it away. Yes, the silver I will melt, but you see how thin it is. It's underneath. It's I don't know if we can get a chart, but it's
Yeah, it
underneath a millimeter thinner.
Mamma mia.
So you have to take time. But when you take that time, you are, what is it in English? You have a wonderful outcome, and it feels wonderful.
100%. It's such a beautiful pen, Frank, and I love the fact that you are the one deciding which are the pens that will be part of the collection, and we get to see and experience these beauties for maybe 1 year. And I don't know, how are you planning, for example, that the year after these pens will go out of collection? Do you already have an answer on this?
No, not fully. Another advantage of your idea with the reference numbers is that I can change the amount of numbers maybe next year. If people say, Frank, you did not make enough walnut pens, I will realize pretty quickly, so I could change numbers in between the collection. That is one part I really like. Obviously, I will always stay an artist, and I want to develop new things, new designs. There will be something new. I already have something in my head. But I like the idea of having a core edition, that's how we call it, core collection, the 9. And maybe we will exchange 1 or 2 pieces, and the rest will stay. So if people say, oh, it's a shame, I would have loved to get one, now I'm in the position, now it's gone, then they will get another chance in 2027.
Interesting.
So it's a little fluid, but
yeah. But it's also going to be about how you feel about a certain model. If, as an artist, you've been working the whole year on this model, maybe you feel like you want to create a change within the collection, then you might decide to do so, based also on how you feel as a company, as a brand, and as a maker. You and probably now also Maurice, right?
I have Maurice that gives me the chance to put out a little more, but I am purposely staying on the slow path. Things, if you move too fast in craftsmanship, it doesn't work out. It's as simple as that. And my first teacher, because I had to work on the wooden lathe. Yeah, I made a weekend for beginners, and he's all weekend long he was saying, "Calm, Frank, calm down, Frank, calm, Frank. I was energy driven. I know what I do. No, calm, Frank. You're too fast." I still hear him in my head. It's 10 years ago, and he was right.
How was he saying it in German?
Ruhig, Frank.
Love it.
Ruhig. I couldn't stand it. One weekend, I wanted, I wanted it finished. I wanted to come home with as much. Nein, Frank, take your time. It was a simple sayings with such an impact, because it's true. If you take your time, the outcome will be much better, and you will be faster. It's an experience I have in my Masterclasses too. The people who come in there and take the time and are the slowest by sight are the first ones to finish with the other ones moving fast and not as fast in the outcome. It's very interesting. And I want to stay to that path, even though it's hard and demanding sometimes, because it's the path of quality, I think, or it's a true path.
I love it. I love it, Frank. And in an era where everything is fast, you purposefully decide to be a little bit less fast, but to guarantee the quality. So this is truly beautiful. So this is, how many pieces will we have of that one in
24.
the year? 24. We already mentioned that. So 24 pieces priced at 1,850 euro. So it's always in the range between 1,500 and 2,000 euro, which I think for such incredible handmade work is more than reasonable. And now we're moving over to the short cap, where we have the short cap Silber Hammerschlag.
Yes. You like that. I know that you like that.
I clapped. Congrats. Congrats. Let me pull this out and show you. This is a pen that I truly, truly adore. I don't know if I will be allocated one at some point, but this is truly something extraordinary. I don't think it's. So tell us a little bit, like, there is twice as much sterling silver as on the short cap, correctly?
Not
twice.
The Pocket Master is around 70 gram. This is, I think, 117. I listed all the grams on my shop. Yes, it's an impact. It's heavy. But again, it was you giving me that idea. Do you remember? It was a good talk. and it was other collectors that said, why not give a big brother to the Pocket Master?
Yes, imagine these two pieces next to each other.
Yes, it is a good way of building a certain collection in a kind of model way of thinking.
Yeah.
And the Pocket Master, as much as I love him, has one disadvantage. You can only use it with an international standard size ink cartridge. So there are enough people out there who love using their own ink. I've had customers filling ink inside the Pocket Master just like a, was it eyedropper?
Like an eyedropper.
Yeah,
without
they just filled it
anything.
with ink. And then they cleaned it afterwards. It worked. I wouldn't advise that, especially not to put it in your pocket then.
Yeah.
So, but this model gives us the opportunity to either use the ink cartridge or to use your own ink. And you can use it via, did you just show it? The converter. It's a standard converter. I try to use standard pieces inside because then you are able to get them everywhere in the world.
Love it. What a pen. I think every one of us, let us know in the chat how happy you are about this release. Yeah.
You can, when you're in your office and you're feeling tired.
I don't know if 117 gram is enough.
It's about repetition.
It's about repetition, correct? It's the consistency, right? No, I mean, beautiful pen. Maybe you know what we should do. I want to put these two next to each other,
yes.
and we show it to the people. Wonderful, wonderful thing. Let me do that. Giuseppe, show us the two pens, one next to each other. Wow. Wow, how beautiful. How much more work is the hand hammering, Frank, in comparison to the Pocket Master?
You could double the time, it's more. And what I think is really interesting about the hand hammering, and you can see it here, different stages of time. This is the new one, this is the one that you own, Samuel, right? Something about surface quality. We started with high polish or something. I never polished to the highest possible technical state. I have tried a couple of times, but I've never been pleased with the outcome. The reason is I'm aiming for a semi-matte, not totally matte, but semi. I try to hit the middle point. This Pocket Master has been in daily use by Samuel, and it looks more polished than the one I just came here with polished. It's the same with jewelry you were wearing.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. If you make something high gloss polished, the moment you touch it, you lose the look. So and then you start matting it through use. If you make something matte, you polish it through use.
That's
the longer time
amazing.
you give it, both will meet at one point in the middle. If you never do something, to
let's
the
show
surface.
it one last time.
Yes.
So this is my Pocket Master, and you see that it's more shining than the short cap that is brand new and is now coming at Style of Zug and will be available at Style of Zug. I don't know if Sarah has already allocated the piece. I don't know simply.
Yes,
That's
yes,
something
it is.
It is allocated already.
Yes.
Okay, so you see, it's already allocated.
It will stay here.
It will, yeah. But
Not for long, I hope.
Have we already sold it?
I don't know if you have sold it, but I bought 2 of these pieces with me today.
Wow.
And Manuel and his team of Style of Zug will take care of that.
That's definitely
And
a
I'm pretty sure they sold
big luck. Huh? 2 out of how many?
36.
2 of 36. So also this one, 3 pieces per month.
Yes. And I think these two explain what the advantages of a plannable collection. You can imagine if I am hammering silver, it doesn't make much of a difference if it's a longer piece or a smaller piece. I can work more efficiently. So that is why this number is higher. It's very, I can plan it better. Does it make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love it. And it lets us understand many things. Priced at €2,850.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Heavy. We were thinking about pricing it higher a couple of weeks ago. Remember that?
Yeah.
Because when we planned everything, nobody was aware what silver was doing. silver became the new gold or something.
Yeah, almost correct.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah, very. And then that's also a value that you get from these pieces. You're not only getting a pen with high craftsmanship, but you're also getting very valuable material and a nice, 117 gram of silver,
Yes.
which is incredible.
Yes.
So 2,850 euro, 36 pieces will be produced of this one. And now we're going over to the short cap Ebonite Far silver. I think it's this one, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'll let you open it. Because this is now a sample still, right?
No, that is a working piece.
It's a working piece? Okay.
Yes. But I think you ordered it for March, to tell the truth.
Ah, good.
You helped me with your ordering to be managed. But to show the full collection, I brought it with me. Some of you might know it. Fareux is a limited edition Ebonite that has been on the market for longer. I'm not the only pen maker using it.
But I've never seen it.
Yeah, I think, again, I said in the beginning, form is the stage for the material.
Love it.
Many times materials are used, they kind of hidden underneath ornamentals and stuff, so they don't become so obvious sometimes. And I love, it reminds me of the sea, of the ocean, of... It is actually a rod I bought, I think, 8 years ago. And then I made an Instagram post. And showing the end pieces of all the rods I had in my collection. And one follower said, Frank, is that Fareux? I said, what do you mean? And then she made a picture of that screenshot and made a little circle.
Oh.
And then I knew what it was. And I pulled out that rod and said, wow, this is beautiful. And then I ordered some more and made this collection.
Wow.
But it's a limited edition Fareux that, just to tell you, it's only 12 pieces this year.
12 pieces.
12.
That's going to be a very... And you know how many at this stage are still available of this one that you will be able to provide throughout the year next to the retailers?
Yeah, when I looked at the website, it's I think it was 6 before I came here. But I think when we started just shortly before, I think it's 4 or 5 pieces. Wow. That are available through my channel. There will be pieces reserved for you.
Of course. Yeah. Priced at 2,250 euro, 12 pieces we said. So such a small amount, but beautiful color. Also something a bit more colorful for an Elbwood, right? Because we often look at black, at copper, at sterling silver, and now we're looking at something bluish that brings a bit the color of the sea or of glaciers.
Yeah, that is something I personally tend to the very, very classic tones. But when you work on a collection, again, you have to make a decision, and then you think about, okay, I can make 9 black pieces, but
no, you cannot.
Maybe, yes,
you can, but you cannot.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, makes sense.
And you're also not doing so.
No,
shows,
because
right?
then you want variety and
correct. And we go. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, people are different. They have different tastes, and
correct.
And I like that. It's a door opening.
Absolutely, I love it. So now we're going over to the long cap, the short cap, Königsholz und Messing.
Yes, right in front of you. Kingwood. Beautiful.
Wow.
It's an exotic wood. Just to say something more to the wood. Some of the woods, the walnut, for example, you saw, that comes from a tree my father and I took down together with a carpenter in my in my home state, Mecklenburg, 12 years ago. Obviously, exotic woods I do not take down. I'm lucky enough to have a specialized dealer in Hamburg who has all the certificates and has been importing all these beautiful woods for over a century. And you can imagine how much fun I have going there and picking out these exceptionally beautiful grained woods.
And this wood, you know where it is from?
Oh, now you got me. I would have
unprepared. To look. Not unprepared, but like with all this
full of information
exactly.
Kingwood is a No,
Well,
I'm
I'm sure it's on the website, which we
and
will be
don't we
showing.
have watchers, people watching, knowing much better than?
They
Can you
always,
write it down? in
they
the comments?
always
Please
know
help me
very,
out
very
with this
well.
one. Kingwood.
Kingwood, yes.
It has been used in furniture for fine furniture. It's a very well-known wood for it is very
Beautiful veins.
It's
beautiful,
dense.
Yeah.
It's dense. It makes again. It's not polished. It's slightly oiled, and you feel it's much denser than the walnut, for example.
And then we have the 18 karat gold, yellow gold nib.
Yes.
And the brass as the grip section.
Yes.
And this is the short cap. So also maybe for people to understand and also to go over to the next edition. This is the short cap, right? We're looking at a short cap with the gripped lined grip section. This is the Pocket Master. Before we go over to the next model and the next selection, how many pieces?
24.
24 pieces, priced at 1,850 euro. And then there is, and I'm also just like,
I know that
we're putting, look, wait a second.
Oh, you make some sparkles with the silver. Look at
You
that,
see?
like a
Look,
disco
oh,
ball.
yes,
We
wow.
have some music here.
So, Pocket Master, short cap, and long cap.
Yes.
3 different sizes, 3 different beauties, still a design language that marries very well one with each other. We're looking here at the ebony wood with copper hand hammered.
Yes.
Ebony wood from Germany.
No, that's from Africa.
That's from Africa.
Makassar, Ebonite, Africa, and I think in Asia they have ebony as well.
And
If you're interested, I will put, write me, I will put the provenance of the wood, where it comes from.
so,
It's Makassar.
what I really love about it, Frank, is this.
Yes.
Wait, let me just do something here. Let's now make some space, and here we go. Look at this. What I truly love about this pen, if it decides to show us the pen, huh? Maybe. Oh, here we go. So you see, long cap, beautiful, copper, hand hammered by Elbwood, and then when you open it up, you start seeing the grip section that comes out. Look at this, how beautiful. Almost magical, like something is happening, and then you open it up. You have the beautiful hand-hammered cap and the 18 karat gold nib.
Again,
with
it's rose gold.
rose gold, exactly.
Yes.
That matches very nicely with the copper. Copper that will also age similarly like silver, right?
Yeah, but it will much faster become much darker.
Yes.
And the funny thing is, it will become dark through touch. Silver will not become dark when you touch it because you polish it all the time. If you put silver in the shelf, it will darken, like our grandparents'
The cutlery.
cutlery.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes, yes,
Then you
yes.
have to polish it up.
Absolutely.
So silver you polish through use, and copper just will patina through use
Beautiful,
and
beautiful.
over time. Yes,
How many pieces will we have of this one?
24.
24. So we're looking again at 2 pieces
Yes.
per month, priced at 2,450 euro. I'm sharing this information, guys. I never know if it's elegant to say prices, but as a customer, I love to know prices because I love to program on what I'm planning to buy.
Yes.
So I'm doing this for you, okay? So
Yes.
you don't have to do it, Frank.
Good.
24 pieces, 2,450, long cap, ebony wood and copper, beautiful wood. It's really, let's show the wood once again. Sometimes it has some grains of brownish
Yes.
that matches. You see here that matches very well with the copper, and then the Hammerschlag here. Wow. What a beautiful, beautiful pen. Congrats on this creation that I think looks beautiful with all the other that we have shown until now. Now we're going over to the long cap olive silver, right?
Here we go. That's something for the Italians,
That's something for the
or the Mediterranean.
Look. Okay, you know what? I didn't expect it, but I think this is gonna be one of the hot ones.
You think so?
I think this is gonna be one of the hot ones. Just look at the perfect mix between the veins of the olive wood. Am I mistaken also that olive wood has a whole own way of interacting when being produced, or is that not necessarily? Is that more cherry wood maybe that is more difficult to work with?
I think both are actually quite easy. Olive is very thankful to work with if it's stored correctly.
Properly, yeah.
Yes, and it always has this. I don't know if it's even oil inside, but it feels dense, but very alive and very. It has a very wonderful touch to it.
Wow.
And especially this is olive burl. As you can see, every piece of this is just totally different grained. And it makes such a beautiful I mean, this is the piece that screams wood the most, right?
Yes.
I decided to go for silent woods with the others. There are some alternatives, but olive, coming from Europe. We all love olive oil.
Absolutely.
Olives. And now you have this wood. It's one of my favorites too.
We're looking at how many pieces here?
24.
24. So we're going into a lot of 24 pieces.
I like the number of 24 because it makes things so plannable. 12. I just thought in months.
I think somebody
And
wrote.
multiplies. Yeah.
Somebody wrote earlier. We asked 338 pieces divided by 12. I think somebody wrote 25.
25.
25.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's
around
it.
20, maybe 26, something like. Because
Yeah.
and so 26 pens per month are being released and being shipped all over the world, to Australia, to Italy, to Switzerland, to Germany, to UAE, to Saudi, to Japan, to
India.
China, India, of course,
Hong Kong.
India,
Yes,
Hong
yeah.
Kong,
Yeah, it's crazy. Canada.
Canada,
Yes. Argentina.
Argentina, Mexico. We have customers from Mexico also.
Yes.
Turkey. We have an amazing customer and collector and writer from Turkey, which is a lucky owner of some beautiful pens and will soon be lucky owner also of something very, very
UAE.
special.
Sorry.
UAE, of
Yes.
course.
Oman, yes.
Oman, Qatar. So 26 pieces, also divided by Elbwood, by styleofzug, by the other beautiful stores that are in Germany and curators. So we're looking at such a small number, which on one side is something extraordinary because, of course, the desirability of this product is insane. On the other hand, it puts us sometimes also a bit in difficulty because we need to be very careful on handing it over and to be also, to give the opportunity to as many people as possible to own an Elbwood this year.
Yes.
Are
we are
we-
doing our best.
Are we even in the last 5 years at 1,000 pieces produced?
No.
Maybe with this year?
We should count. There are 3 years of 150 pieces.
So it's 450, 470 plus the first year, right?
No, next year maybe. It's not a lot.
But
it's a
that's the beauty.
Yeah, it's a challenge for me, and as I said earlier, I would love to make more, but things take time, and sometimes it's good not to rush things.
Absolutely. No, I think, Frank, we're all grateful for that to you, for your mindset. Now we're going over, we said 24 pieces, 2,250 euro. Now we're going over to the long cap, Ebonite 50% red, silver.
Yeah, I'm interested what you think about that.
Well, my friend, Frank, you know, I'm a supporter of whom? You know it?
Of whom?
Yeah, which football team?
Oh, now he comes with soccer, and I don't have any idea. Yes,
Well-
my son would know.
For the one of you who know me, I'm a big AC Milan fan. Okay, there's also my very good friend Ardan Yashari that is a midfielder at AC Milan. And now look at this pen. How is it? It's red and black like AC Milan. So this must definitely become my pen.
Yes, and that's the reason why I made it now, you say.
Yes, it's a good storytelling.
Now that you say it, yes.
Maybe you saw some posts and you were just inspired by those colors, right?
Yes. But again, I choose a material and realize that there are people like you and instantly connecting because of color match or memory or special person you think of.
Yes.
That is what I like about it.
And that's exactly what you were mentioning earlier on, right? That
Yes.
somebody creates his own connection. What I also have to point out, Frank, is the fact that I love the fact that you select the nib color for each single pen that you release. Some are full plated, like platinum plated, some other are bicolor, some other are rose gold, some other are in full yellow gold. You have a selection of extra fine,
Yes,
fine,
yes,
medium,
yes,
broad,
yes.
not
Double broad.
double broad.
It's a secret.
What is the secret?
No, it's not a secret anymore. For about 4 weeks, I'm happy enough to have double broad now. It's on my website. It's very new. I don't have many of them, and there are more to come, but they are.
And also the flexible nib you have
Plus, I do have one flexible nib.
in medium.
It flexes between F and medium. That is an 14K nib. That's the only way
like
Jowo makes them.
Yeah, of course.
Has something to do with flexible and
The mix of the gold makes it that 14 karat comes back to its previous place very well instead of remaining wide. That's why when it's a flexible nib, we go into a 14 karat. But this is also something I need to compliment you. There's not many pen brands out there that offer this wide variety of nibs.
It's a little crazy, to be honest, because it's a challenge, especially when we look at the gold market. But again, it shows a commitment I made. When I started, I decided to go with the best possible nibs. It's the only part I buy from outside, and it's Jowo Schreibfeder GmbH Berlin. They don't even have a website. If you go there, I think in the 90s they made a Word document
And send it out to pen
put
producer.
out their address there.
Yeah.
That's at least the last sentence there, because they have such a good name, big brand names by their nibs there.
I love it.
I don't understand why they don't tell the people that they do, because Jowo makes excellent nibs. I'm coming from the artisan craft side who admires craft. Tell everybody very proudly that I have my nibs made by them in the traditional way. For each nib width, you need a stamp. We made a stamp for my logo. And to accomplish the best fit with these different designs, I needed different colors too. And BB came from pen shows. I'm traveling every time allows to pen show, because that's just the place to be and to get in contact and get ideas and get feedback. And people told me more and more that they love the idea of double B. And it is, for the ones, as I learned, the best even when you go into special grinds. The more flesh you have, the better, and the more special
You can go into a good,
grind.
correct. Because you have more to work on.
You have more to work on, yes, and more people ask me, can I do a special grind, italic, cursive, architect, stub, whatever. I would love to know that craft too, but honestly, I can't.
Not
today.
yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not
Yeah,
yet.
we are still young. And then I work with nib grinders. For example, in Hamburg, I have Philipp Landsiedel Fine Writing. He has been known quite a long. Or Annabelle is on pen shows, and they are known. I could name more. On every pen show, you have a wonderful nib master, and they do the job. And they are happy when you give them something to grind on.
Absolutely.
And then there are the people who love double B because they have broad handwriting and they want room-filling signatures and stuff.
How many pieces of this one will we have?
24.
24, 2 per month, priced like the olive and silver one at 2,250 euro. I also love, Frank, the fact that here we have a, like on the olive one, a beautiful, also matte finish silver cap on it.
We brush it.
You brush it?
Yes,
Love it.
slightly brushed.
Love it. So, my dear Frank, we have now gone through the 9. Or am I wrong? Am I
No.
crazy?
No.
No, we've gone through the 9. This is the famous 9 models, references that you will find at Style of Zug, that you will find on Elbwood's website. There's a lot that we need to announce yet. We're not finished yet. We're not finished yet at all. I think, let's see in the chat, because I brought my phone over here because I need to be in touch. I need to understand how it's going here. So
How is it going?
Let
How is
us know,
everybody
how's
doing?
it going, guys? Frank wants to know how it's going and if you're enjoying it.
I didn't bring my phone here.
And yes, exactly. And we want to read if you guys are happy and if you're looking forward that we keep on going, because there's still some beautiful things that are here in front of me that we need to present. So let us know down in the chat if you're looking forward to see the next ones. All right, Mr. Frank.
Mm-hmm.
We go over to a beautiful, incredible pen, a Pocket Master, an incredible writing instrument. We're looking at more than 100 grams of this material. We're looking at a material that is noble, that has been in the headlines in the last 100 years and more, but also especially in the last 2-3 weeks. I'm talking about the incredible, out of the ordinary, precious. You need to tell us about the difficulties to create such a piece. A Pocket Master in 18-karat solid gold.
Yeah.
That will come in rose gold
Yes.
and one edition in yellow gold.
And yellow gold.
How many of each will you be doing in every year?
One each. Not more. One in rose gold, one in yellow gold.
And why, Frank? Why? I'm sure you could place more than one per year of these, but why only one per year?
I'm just to be totally frank, it is this piece 4 years ago was a step up the ladder, if that is the right saying in English. I was making an exhibition in the MKG, that is a Museum for Arts and Crafts in Hamburg. They have been doing a craft fair for 140 years for the best artists from all over Europe and all over the world. And there I met a goldsmith, and she said, I like your work, but you should make it in gold. I said, are you crazy? Gold, full gold. I was at the very beginning. You know?
Of course.
And then she said, try it. You will find the right lover of your work. You will realize how nicely gold works as a material.
Performs, huh?
It performs. To be honest, it is the easiest and nicest material to work with. I did not expect it, except the adrenaline when working with it. I need a full wad of gold.
Big investment also, right?
That is a big investment. Of course, I can save the shavings, but it is, to my knowledge, you're better when it comes to other brands. In my knowledge, it is the only
Yes.
piece made only out of gold.
Yes.
We only have a little in the mouthpiece. There obviously is some
Yeah,
other
yeah,
material,
and
but
of course the feed, of course,
the
right?
feet, yes. But it's entirely made out of rose gold.
Yeah, there's no other elements that are being used in order to just enhance the piece in some way. Technically,
Yes.
it's a full piece of gold. You're holding almost like a gold bar in your hand
Yes.
that weighs more than 100 grams.
It's a writing jewel, if you want to.
It's a writing jewel.
Yes.
One piece per year that is being made in rose gold, 18 karat, or in 18 karat yellow gold, 54,000 euro.
Yes.
of course, this is a material that we're looking at one per year. So this is, of course, being allocated to very specific high-end customers that are also big lover of your brand and that are very committed to your brand. So there's not really much to do or to sell or so on. There's more to allocate and to have some discussions with some of the customers. And yeah, I guess this will adapt every year, or at least the people who are buying it at a price that the year after will have grown together with the value of gold that keeps on going up because of geopolitical things, also reasons.
Yeah, I think when it comes to price policy, especially on this piece, it's connected to worth of material, obviously, but we have to take in mind this is the crown jewel, the pinnacle of my work so far. It's also connected to uniqueness.
And it's such a heavy piece.
It is a statement. One of your customers bought the first piece. I think it's 1.5 years ago. I was lucky enough to meet him in spring. Olaf, if you're watching.
Yes.
That was a very, very interesting experience for me to meet the customers. I mean, gold for all of us, and it is considered. It makes your fantasy rise. What person would use it? Who would that be? And so, and what made me really, really proud until today that he says he has it on his desk and he writes it every day. And it's not in a showcase. It's totally fine if you buy one of these pieces to put it in a showcase to build up a collection over time. But I have to be honest, my heart beats higher when customers tell me they are writing with these pieces.
And Frank, when you work on such a piece, I guess you know, is there a special moment where you work on such a piece? I guess it's just different than working with materials that are a bit less valuable in terms of pricing than gold. So what happens in your atelier when you start working on a golden piece? Is there something different, or is it just like any other pen?
No, I need to be in the mood. I need to find the guts to do it, to stay frankly. I have so much respect for this material that I need to put myself in the mood. The first piece, I was talking to a friend for such a long time. He said, now I cannot hear it anymore on that day, and we make it together. So he came as a sidekick, and that gave me the guts, and both of us were hammering. That was the very first. So this is special, and I believe this will stay special.
Absolutely.
Even if you say that there are fountain pen lovers truly acknowledging that and would like to, and they would say, oh, why don't you make more? Even if it would be 5 or 10 pieces per year, every time I would feel the same respect. And this is just, it's the pinnacle. Never easy to climb on top of the Mount Everest.
I love it. I love it. Thank you for sharing this with us, and it's such an incredible moment to be able to show this to all of you people that are watching this live streaming. I will put this carefully back in his beautiful box. Here we go. Okay, Frank. Now we're moving over to another pen that is part of the Preziosen collection. Preziosen is, I would say, a Latin Germanic word to say, or is it German? Is it old German?
I'm not even sure. I know who said it first to me. It's again Axel Müller from Papeterie Berlin.
Interesting. Ist eine Preziosen.
Preziosen. It comes from precious.
Yeah.
We all know my precious. My precious. You're from Lord of the Rings.
Maybe we can show some of the pictures. No, okay.
No, we will show it on the website later.
Okay,
you mean the finished piece, right?
No. Sorry, the production steps. Yes. Oh, okay. Sorry. The production steps of the. Sorry. Before we go over to the Mokumegan,
okay.
to this other Preziosen, I just wanted to show some small steps of Frank working on the pen. He's working here specifically on the golden pen.
You can see it's really, really clean in my atelier. You can ask Maurice or my wife. It's never as clean.
Maurice, or wife that is watching, is it clean in Frank's atelier? I've always experienced it clean, but I also have to say, you probably have prepared yourself when I'm coming. So is it really clean on a daily basis?
I usually run into a creative mess over a course of time, then I clean up. But as you saw here, I cleaned the whole atelier to get into the mood to hammer the gold.
Wonderful. Beautiful. Okay, now tell us the story about this Preziosen here. I am placing the material because we don't have the pen. Maybe before we go into the actual model, how many of this pen that we're about to present and explain will be made in 1 year?
2.
2
pieces.
Tell us everything about it.
I did not manage to bring a finished piece yet with me. Again, that is a very special material and needs a certain state of mind. It is called mokumegane. That is Japanese and stands for wooden grain in metal, if you want to translate it like that. It's a 300-year-old forging technique. And this special mokumegane consists of, I try to put it,
Beautiful.
Silver and copper. And it's like one sheet of silver, one sheet of copper, one sheet of silver, like plywood, if you want to look at the side. And you put it in an oven, you make the oven hot to a certain degree, and you put pressure at the same time. So there's a built-in pressure, whatever that is in English, in the oven. So it's time, heat, and pressure.
Yeah.
And that is a secret Schichtwerk. I have it on my website.
Yeah, Schichtwerk.
Schichtwerk. He's from Cologne.
Yeah.
He's
that's the place?
That's the place. No, it's a one-man show, one-man manufacturer who dedicated his life to this material. He's making half pieces for jewelers, for goldsmiths and stuff. And he came to me in the very beginning and asked me, would you like to make a fountain pen out of it? And again, so I was lucky that he trusted me. He said, I've had all the big names from the luxury industry in my atelier. They offered me contracts to make it for them. But I put 30 years of my life in there. And yes, I could earn money really quick, but I know what happens if you put it in the world market too quick. Then it gets copied, and after 3 years...
There is no perceived value anymore.
Yes. So, and I rather work with craftsmen and their small ateliers and trust them to respect the material and tell the world what I'm doing. And I'm full of deep respect of what he does here. The challenge is, as you can see here, to make a big and long rod that I can cut, bore holes in there, drill, cut threads. It's not so hard for a goldsmith to make an earring out of that material or a small ring, because if you have a hole in there, then you just fill it up. But if you have a full metal rod and you have it on the lathe, these different materials shall not come apart. And I show you this piece because it tells the story of the material.
Of course.
The beginning. You know, at first you have a square piece, then you take it out of the oven, and then they turn it. And through turning, you twist. You can even see the lines here.
That's how you get the veins and this wood-like look with the two materials that merge together, which is silver and copper. We said, right?
In this case, it's fine silver and copper. Yes, I have the different alloys on my website when the pieces come out. Wow! Very interesting history behind the material.
We've had one that got sold.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. One of the two pieces that you did last year.
And last year I only did one.
You only managed to do one.
You asked me to make 2 for this year. I did. Or I will. I'm sorry. I did not yet.
Priced for our friends that are watching at 17,500 euro.
Yes.
because the material is very, very expensive. It is valuable material because we're looking at copper and silver, plus the whole work of the craftsman who has worked for decades to even create the material, and then getting the material and working on it in your atelier.
When
for
I
only
get the
2 pieces.
material, it is material, but for me it's art in itself because I know how much work and knowledge went in there. It's nothing that you can source anywhere.
Love it. That's
Yeah.
truly incredible. We will surely be showing this on our channels, and as soon as we get a finished piece again, and truly incredible. 2 pieces per year. That's 1 piece every 6 months for the whole world. For a brand that is gaining so much relevance on the pen market. Wow. All right, now we're going over to a very interesting story that you need to tell us everything about, dear Frank. I'm talking about another Preziosen, Alchemy of Writing. First of all, I want to understand why Alchemy of Writing, and then I want you to tell us the story about this Alvaro piece that we have over here.
Alchemy of writing. Alchemy is the old science of people trying to make gold, right? Out of nothing. Alchemists love mythology. They love metals. They love alloys, jewelry. So it's melting, transforming pieces together, coming up to new materials. I'm having a hard time explaining it in English, but I think you get the idea. That is our headline. Alvaro and Nora, who will be shown next by you, are 2 Bamberg-based artisans. Alvaro is specialized, he's a metal designer, jewelry designer, alchemist. He's specialized in ancient alloys. He studied alloys. And he specialized in casting into sand, one of the oldest casting techniques. There are much more modern ways of casting nowadays, but he uses red fine oiled sand, delft sand, puts in a form by hand into the sand. That is what you're holding here, and in that form, that's kind of like a moon surface, right? He sets a stone, and then he casts silver. I don't know if you're able to show the stone. It's a square violet sapphire. Is it visible there?
Let's see if I go.
There. Yes. It's a square cut. He also has a passion for old provenance stones. So he can tell you for hours the story of each and every stone.
Wow.
And for over 4 years, we started working together. I met them at the museum, which I was telling you about. I met his wife there. And we developed a line of, we call them artisan pens, Alchemy of Writing, Preziosen, that live off the collaboration of different people. We stayed true to the form of Elbwood. It's a long cap. But I give it as a stage to his special technique.
To his craft.
Yes.
Specific craft, yeah.
That's the idea. It takes an incredible amount of time. Good thing about Bamberg is they have wonderful beer and wonderful food there, so it's not a problem for me to spend a couple of days there. But still, it takes so much time. It takes so much dedication, trial and error, trust in each other to do. It looks very simple. It's as a solid silver piece. The whole pen is made out of solid silver, and this inlay he made, he cast it into sand, and I never understand how he does it to make it look as it was born with this rod. It feels organic. It's silent luxury, I would call. It's archaic. It's not loud. It's not screaming.
Absolutely.
But it's absolute delicate.
Very good, very difficult.
Sophisticated.
Yeah, absolutely. Very difficult to describe, and,
Yes.
but such a beautiful pen, and also the way. I mean, this is a pen that we will surely be doing some very nice images, because also the stone is so carefully set into this moon. I don't know how you say it. But
Craters?
crater, exactly.
Yes.
The moon crater kind of look
Yes.
that comes from the sand casting, and like you're saying, it's like somehow someone has taken out this shape out from a rock, out from. It's incredible. It's incredible. I want to show it one last time.
And I think where it becomes most visible when you go on his website, it's elward.design. His name is Alvaro Luca Elward. Studio Nonne 11. You will find it's all linked on my website. And you see his jewelry.
Yes.
It's really dark jewelry, stones casted into rings. So if you see his signature design jewelry and see this pen, then you get the idea.
Absolutely.
It was
Absolutely.
very interesting. Last year we went to a Dutch pen show in Utrecht. Alvaro was standing left from me. I was in the middle. On the right was Nora. And Alvaro was showing his sand-casted jewelry on a pen show. Nobody showed jewelry on a pen show
Of
before.
course, of
In the
course.
middle was me with these pieces. And then Nora came with Emile. So she was showing her Emile jewelry. And it went together, found its middle
At Elbwood.
At Elbwood. And we were sharing the table. It was very interesting. People came really, really prepared. Alvaro was surprised about the pen community. He's not, a jewelry community is more distant.
Of course, because it's also much bigger, right?
And pen is so open. And he said he had people, they knew his name, and they asked him, how did you do this? And how did you, oh, I want to buy that ring. And then he sold a ring. And he was totally, where am I? This is such a nice community of people. And they were so deeply interested. And he said, Frank, they knew my name.
Unexpected, right?
and that is, and now they are in love with the pen community, and they will come back with me to Utrecht in June again, and we just enjoy going this path together. For me, again, I was talking about this gate to the world. It's a gate to a world that I could never achieve on my own.
Correct. And that's
Yeah.
two worlds that collide with each other in some ways, and two creativities, two humans also. I mean,
Yes.
two brains, two humans, two stories that come together in one piece that someone will be owning somewhere around the world,
Yes.
and where we will have how many pieces of this
10
one?
pieces.
10 pieces for the whole
Yeah,
year, not
we-
even one per month.
No, it's so much trial and error. As you can imagine, the stone is set into sand. You cast the silver. There is a chance of destroying the stone, making it blunt, making it. It is a long way. You cannot speed it up.
So they
And-
put the stone first, and then they cast to
Yes.
create the design.
He casts it in a way that the silver, by getting cold, hard, grabs the stone. It's not set in there afterwards.
Wow.
So you can imagine how much trial and error it is, and how much grabs. So 10 pieces is a good amount.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Priced at 7,950 euros, 10 pieces, not even one per month.
Yes.
The Alchemy of Writing, Alvaro. And now we're going over to the Alchemy of Writing, Nora.
Now come the colors.
The colors.
Yes.
Another beautiful technique.
Yes.
So this is part all of the Preziosen collection. So to
Yes.
recap real quick, in the Preziosen collection, we're looking at the Preziosen Pocket Master Hammerschlag Rose Gold, Preziosen Pocket Master Hammerschlag Yellow Gold, Preziosen Mokumegane, which is the one in that special material that we've just looked at, the Preziosen Alchemy of Writing Alvaro, and the Preziosen Alchemy of Writing Nora that we're about to discover now. Tell us about the work with this, and tell us also about how does it work? Is there one design that one can choose from? I guess we're also looking at 10 here, or are we
Yes,
looking at
10
less than
pieces.
10 pieces. It's also priced at 7,950 euro to give you some context. How does it work? So first, who is Nora? What does she do?
Yes.
And then how does it work? What do I buy here?
Yeah. I cannot answer all questions for
Yeah,
you
yeah,
yet,
okay,
yet
okay.
because that is exactly the question we are asking ourselves. But I can tell you who Nora is.
Yep.
Nora is, as I just said, a Bamberg-based artist. She is a jewelry artist, emile specialist, a writer, author. She writes texts and books, and painter. So she's quite a multidisciplinary artist, but her passion is emile, and this is classic emile. And if you show this, I didn't bring a finished piece yet, but I brought some almost finished caps. This took us 3 years to finish.
Maybe real quick, Frank.
Yes.
Emile is lacquer that then is being put in an oven and being vitrified. How can you can you describe it, or is it too difficult now?
I can try. Nora could explain it much better.
Okay,
There
imagine.
are modern types of emile that are very easy to work with, and then there are traditional emile techniques that are not as easy. Emile is glass. It's not a lacquer.
Yeah.
It's a very, very fine grounded glass powder. And you have to imagine these are 15 to 20 layers
of glass?
Wow. Put in, she has a little sieve, like when you have the powder sugar.
Yes.
It looks like that.
Yes.
There are some videos on how it's made in the future.
Yeah.
She has an oven, yeah, that is correct. And she powders the very fine grounded glass on the surface, then it goes into the oven, it melts, she gets it out, then she files, powders, oven, filing, on and on. But since it's glass, you had this piece, if you can show this, it's not, I don't know. I brought this as an example, there are very, very fine cracks. Which we do obviously want to prevent. I've had customers who said, I don't care, that's just the character of emile. But the problem we had was not to build glass bombs. Because we are not the only ones who make glass on writing instruments, enamel. There are quite known brands doing it. But what they all do is they build little frames, and then they only have small surfaces to emile. And that helps preventing the glass to explode, to jump off the material. We enameled around the whole surface. And it is a little secret of combination, the materials, the heat, the amount. I think it's incredibly beautiful. It is incredibly colorful. If you look at Nora's jewelry, she comes from botany. She builds imaginary gardens, very poetic, and you get the best salads when you go there. She collects the flowers from the forest and uses flowers as inspiration for her art. So it's very, very, very mystical, colorful. And I liked it because, as you said earlier, I don't have so many screaming colors. She brings in colors. And if you go on there, we have some macro photo shots of these caps. And we should continue that because it's just there are so many worlds to be discovered in these different layers. That is very fascinating.
And you know what I really appreciate about this specific edition is here really complete a different language, color comes into act on pens that are usually very less is more. But here it's all, if I look at it, it's a celebration of life, of the colors of life. And one can see that there is someone that is different than you who worked on the pen.
Yes.
And so again, there's two worlds colliding. There is maybe with the Alvaro, there is two worlds that are very similar with each other, colliding with each other in the sense of the conceptuality of what is being done. But here, it's about the joy of life, the colorfulness of the work and of the person that is behind the making, which is Nora. And I truly love these two worlds coming into each other, again, in a limited edition, in a limited production of only 10 pieces because of the time that it requires. Because in this case, you have to do part of the work, but then Nora has to do the other part of the work. And that's so much time
Yes.
before you can actually go into the finished product, right?
Yes. And you asked, how are we going to do it? What are you going to get when you order here as a customer? To be honest, we are still working on that. Reason why, Nora takes notes of how many colors, which colors. It's a lexicon, it's a Wikipedia of which colors she knows. Every time each piece comes out a little different. And I brought you this range of caps, and I think what we are going to do is we will make pictures of every pen because they will be so different and say this is what you get. If you find getting a cap no matter what color because you just appreciate the
art behind
the art and the concept,
I love that.
go ahead, order and be surprised.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Otherwise, you like that?
No, I love it.
We are just
honestly.
working out a concept.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it because that is a bit the difficulty. At the end of the day, no piece will be same as the
Never.
other. But the idea of saying you're not buying a pen, you're not buying a design, you're buying a concept, you're buying a joy of life, and joy of life comes unexpected, like the color that you're gonna get.
Yeah, that is cool. I think we just worked something out.
You got it.
Yeah, I mean,
Well done, Nora.
Who am I to decide? Last thing to this, if you see it, if it is even imperfect, perfect. It's not. Where is it? Oh, I'm sorry. There's the camera. It is not totally cylindrical.
Yeah.
You
It has
see
this imperfection,
You-
waves into
waves.
it, right?
Yeah, it feels organic. It's
Wow.
yeah.
So just to recap, it's $7,950
Yes.
US dollar for a limited production of 10 pieces that will be available in 2026. That's such a small number, but such a beautiful product, and feels good, looks well, beautiful color. Then you have the rod. Then you have also the detail of, again, the emile on the bottom of the pen, and then on the cap. And then when you open it up, it's a long cap. Wow. Love it. Well done.
Cool.
What I love, Frank, what we've looked until now is a very structured collection. 9
Core pieces.
core pieces that are in line also with your 9 principles, with your 9 characteristics that make Elbwood. Then we have this beautiful Preziosen, which show also your constant intention of going beyond simply doing what you already do, but also bringing in other people into your world and cherish those people, like you've done with Alvaro, like you've done with Nora, like you're doing with this Schichtwerk with the Mokumegane, right?
Yeah.
And this is, once again, speaks for you, speaks for Elbwood, because Elbwood is more than just Elbwood. Elbwood is somehow, if I look at it, all of us, because of how the pen ages with me. So the pen really becomes mine. But then it's also all these incredible craftsmen that join together with you and create this pen together with you.
Yeah. You just put it in very nice words. I haven't thought about it like that. But I experienced something of what you just said. I get many letters from people who bought my pieces from the other side of the world, and they write me a letter back. And they say, Frank, and we feel connected, and that you put something. You described it better than I did, but the feeling I just had when I get a letter from a person I never met in person, but still we are personally connected. That is something. I think that is something that artists can offer.
Absolutely, I agree. Yeah. Now, my dear, Frank,
we have more.
We have more. We have 3 very special pens that we're about to discover. First, you have to tell us, what are these? Special edition Penmaker's Atelier.
Yeah. For the ones of you who have been here from the beginning, there was a video showing me getting the possibility to make my own Ebonite at SAM Ebonite Arts. That is the place where I've been going to, picking out the nicest rods I liked over the past 10 years. And the guy who runs it says, Frank, you should come and make your own custom Ebonite. I said, I have so many nice pieces of your material. Yeah, but yes, you can customize it. I said, what does that mean? What do you mean? You choose the colors of your liking, and then we mix them in a secret recipe, and we guarantee you are the only one being allowed to use these colors.
Specific mix, yeah, this color, this
Yes.
rub.
I'm not the only one they make it for,
Yeah.
but I am the only one who can proudly say I was there and I built it with my own hands.
Wow.
And I took a camera team with me,
Yeah.
Nico and Max, and they filmed everything. We pretended to be a big documentary production, just because it was such a valuable adventure. And you will find that on my website. There are so many pictures, videos, text, a very, very nice short image film, how we did it. There's a 60-minute film for the ones who want to dive into the full process, and there's an interview. So I'm really personally connected to this material because I made it myself.
Mm-hmm.
And the story behind the colors is the idea of my wife. She said, why don't you use the colors of your atelier?
Mm-hmm.
You have gray, bluish gray lathes machines. You have wood. Why don't you use a honey color for the wood? And then there are those shades and where the tools are in the shelves and stuff. That's a little darky, secretive corners. Why don't you use some gray and that were the colors we chose, and then they made their work, and we have a full edition out of it, one pocket master. I decided to make a very, very pure piece out of this ebonite. It's pure ebonite.
It's all in ebonite.
It's all in one, coming out of this rod. Every rod, as you can imagine, is different.
Wait a second. I need to.
And this is the lightest piece of my collection. There are many people who will say, oh, that's too light for me. But then there are the ones who say, I love that you have a light model. It's 13 gram. Ebonite is quite light, obviously. That is usually the reason I combine it with metal.
How many will you be doing of this one? What's the concept here?
That is the biggest number of pieces I will make, 48 pieces.
48 pieces.
This is, you asked me for a concept. Samuel and I are having a discussion every once in a while about pricing and how to position, etc. And he says, be bold enough. It's worth what you do. I'm coming from the artist side, being humble and stuff. The concept is to offer the customers who have been following me for a long time something light and something more on the entry side, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. This is, if I can put it in that way, this is the least expensive Elbwood that one will be able to own.
Yes. It's 895 euros, still including 18-karat gold nib.
Still handmade. in
Still
your atelier.
handmade, and as you will be able to discover on my website, from a material that is entirely unique.
And how does it work? Are you going to release this all at once?
No, that's not possible. I've made two. I think you have two of them.
Oh, we're lucky.
Manuel asked me to bring them with me, and we will make them every once. So for a month, again.
For a month.
Yeah.
For a month of,
Yeah.
of this specific edition. So
Yes.
very important for all of you. So we're of course going to get a portion of this for a month at Style of Zug.
Yes.
But then Frank on his website, which we're about to introduce very
Finally,
soon, in a
finally.
few minutes, will always have what they're working on, what they're producing up on the website for purchase. So you should always look You can contact us and ask how it's looking with us. You can go on Elbwood, and you should go on Elbwood's website. There's other partners that will have this edition. But every once in a while, if you're looking for a specific reference of Elbwood, you're not going to get the chance to buy them all at once because they're not being produced all at once. And also, if I can speak for you, Frank, you don't want people to, like you mentioned already, you don't want people just to wait like that. So since you have this reference, since you have a clear structure, you will go into production upfront. Yes. And then you will put it on the website knowing that in a specific amount of time, let's say 4 to 6 weeks, 4 to 8 weeks, probably the piece will be finished and out for delivery. Yeah. And that's where you have the chance to buy the pen. So it's worth it to go again and again on Elbwood's website, check out the different references if you want to make one of these very rare pieces yours. Especially when we're looking at an 895 euro writing instrument, which is the least expensive pen of a lineup of pieces that are usually in sterling silver, and where usually you can own an Elbwood only starting at a specific price point, given the handmade work and given the material of the edition.
Yes.
Did I say anything wrong?
No, I think you put it perfectly right. We try to find a way of putting products in an online shop that are kind of available, but a big part of them is promised to trusty dealers, and none of them has been fully made yet. So how do you do that? And I think the idea of going with the process is quite good. As soon as we start working on 1 or 2 pieces, we will put them online. You get the chance to hit the buy button. And as soon as we're finished, we will send them out. Still, there's waiting time involved. Still, there's patience involved. But it kind of resembles, goes well with the actual process in a workshop like mine.
Absolutely, absolutely.
How do you like it?
I honestly, I love it.
You like it that it is so light?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm someone that I love to adapt myself to the pen and not the other way around. I always, can I use the word hate, even if it's not a beautiful word, but I hate to snob a pen because it doesn't go exactly to my liking. Every pen brings its own peculiarity, its own reason of existence, and I love it because of that. This is something, in my opinion, a bit more fun, a bit more, lighter to carry around in specific. Maybe if I go in vacation to Capri, I'm gonna take this pen instead of the full sterling silver one, and I love it. And I love that about that. Yeah.
So it's like a daily companion.
Correct.
You don't feel it, but you know it's there. That you feel always in your pocket.
Unpretentious, right?
Unpretentious, yes.
Even if the production is pretentious because of how much care you put into it. So, special edition Penmaker's Atelier Pocket Master Pure in this special Ebonite. Then we have a special edition Penmaker's Atelier Short Cap Messing, so brass short cap, and I'm gonna now start putting them next to each other. I'm not gonna open them up because you know the pens by now, but I want you to see and understand the pens. So here we're looking at a piece that, there's not that much that we need to explain more because people can probably see it, but also, it's the same kind of Ebonite. Is this an Ebonite that you're going to use only this year, and then next year you're going to work on something else? How
that's
are
a
you
tough
planning?
question. Because I'm so biased, I made that stuff, and I love it so much. I have enough material to make a full collection for this year and a little more. And I have the opportunity to go there again. Let's find out.
Let's find out. I love it.
And did you see something, for the ones who did not see the movie, the image movie, the really, really cool part for me, especially with this material, the idea was to get the colors from my atelier. But when we put it together and we were filming the material and we were having a macro zoom on camera and a slider, and we slid, I said, there's the River Elbe. You will see it in the video because when you have the drone flying above
it looks
the River
like
Elbe,
the same. Wow.
You have the yellow beaches. You have the gray river, and you have some greenish tone of the trees, some dark shadows.
Imagine
Rather-
being on a plane and looking down.
Yes.
This is what you're going to see probably, right?
And that is something I did not plan. Obviously, you cannot plan everything.
No.
That is something we saw when we did Giuseppe's job, who's sitting behind there and letting us shine. Giuseppe, as a video editor, knows there's this point when you have all this material in your computer, and suddenly you see connections through a different perspective, and then they become visible.
Absolutely.
That actually gets me.
How many pieces are there going to be of this one?
24.
24, so we're looking
Yes.
at 2 pieces per month,
Yes.
priced at 1,450, and we're finishing this one up
Making
with
it a family.
exactly
Yes.
with the third in the family. So if you can and if you have the chance, honestly, I don't know if these are going to be available next year. So if you get the chance, you should be able to build this collection, this trio: short cap, pocket master, and long cap. Also 1,450 euro. And 24 pieces per year?
Yes.
24 pieces per year. So the Pocket Master is really going to be the least the most available piece at also
Yes.
the most interesting price, which I think is a great way how to give back to the community and to people who might not be able to afford a certain price point but really want to have an Elbwood. But we're still looking at 48 pieces, which is a very, very small amount of pens,
Yes.
which all will go through your hands and the hands of Maurice in the making, right?
Yes.
So that's truly a wonderful, wonderful thing. Somebody's writing, is asking, how do they write? You know what? I have a pen here that I'm gonna use.
Yes.
Let me take some paper. Give me 1 second, because that's something I was thinking about. Maybe in the meantime we can show the beautiful pens. Take some paper.
That's actually a good question when it comes to writing instruments, right? But to answer it properly, as I said earlier, I chose to go with JoWo nibs. So JoWo is quite known for the high quality nibs, especially in the 18 karat gold quality. And those are the JoWo number 6 sizes. In my opinion, they are perfect writers. I experience them to be quite wet, quite a little bit thicker when it comes to an F than other nib makers. I think the F and the M are quite close together. I prefer the EF, which I never thought possible 2 years ago, just because I use very thin paper, very small lines. That is personal preference. I have customers claiming that they love the thick line, wet, good ink flow of the M and the B. And I have very, very little to none quality issues over the years. I'm a small pen maker, so I don't make too many, but if I would have to make a statistic, 1 out of 100 nibs comes back to my atelier, the ink is not running, and usually the reason was that somebody used too many different inks after each other without cleaning.
Or wrong inks, right?
Yeah, but of course it's craftsmanship, and we all know that everybody who knows fountain pens knows that they are divas. They are the queen or the king of the writing instrument, and they need to be handled with care. And the craftsman can do mistakes. For me, it is really important that the nibs are exchangeable. You at home can take out the nib just by unscrewing it.
So if you own 2 Elbwood, you can actually say I have one in medium, one in fine, one in double broad.
Yes.
And you decide to use one pen with the other one. So
Yes.
here you're seeing how it writes. It's a very
Now you
smooth
see.
writing experience.
Yes.
I think Manuel could underline the fact that we often get messages from customers saying, hey, this pen writes so well. I want to buy so many more Elbwood because of how well they write. It's a great writing experience. Honestly, it's so great that it's not even worth mentioning for me because I'm used now to this incredible standard that Elbwood has as a company when it comes to the writing experience. So in that sense, great job and fantastic experience, Frank.
Kudos to Jovo, I would say.
Kudos to Jovo, absolutely. Kudos also to your quality control in your atelier before each pen goes out. Yes. I have a very specific question.
Yes.
We're still quite a few here in the chat. I'm really wondering to know what has been the favorite release of this lineup in the chat. And I'm going to wait. We are a little bit delayed, so delayed in the comments in what they're saying. Yes. So I would like to read which one is the edition that you prefer most. Remember, we have this 3 Ebonite one over here. Let me show you. The 3 Ebonite over here. We have, let's go through one by one before we go towards the last subjects of tonight. So you see, we have the beautiful short cap in Königsholz. We have the one that is in ebony wood with the copper hand hammered. We have the short cap in sterling silver hand hammered. Beautiful pen. We have, of course, the classic, iconic, the GOAT, the Pocket Master, sterling silver, 935, hand hammered. We have the olive wood and sterling silver one. We have the 50% red ebonite with sterling silver cap, long cap. Then we have the beautiful walnut wood, am I correct? Walnut wood edition. Then we've had the beautiful black ebonite and copper edition. Mm-hmm. And of course, we have the incredible Hammerschlag in gold, rose gold or yellow gold. And I really want to know which one is your favorite. Then we also have the Alchemy of Writing Nora in Emile.
Emile, yes.
Then we have
enamel, I think it's in English, right?
Enamel, yeah.
Enamel?
Enamel, yeah. Then we have the Alvaro with this beautiful sand casting with the stone. And I'm waiting for you to let us know in the chat which one is your favorite. And of course, last but not least, the only one that we only have the material for now because of the complexity to produce one of these. We're looking at the Mokume Gane. Let us know in the chat which one has been your favorite. I would love to read from you guys while we're here with Frank, because I'm sure that he's also very excited to know and to have this information. Somebody's saying long cap, silver hammered. Someone else is saying here wooden one for sure. Then someone is taking. I'll take one each, please.
That's the best idea.
If they can get to take one each. Then somebody else is saying, also Emine here is saying, Elbwoods always write beautifully, never had any problems.
Oh, perfect. That's
beautiful
nice
feedback. Huh?
That's good proof.
Then short cap in sterling silver, I think. Love the hand hammering, but I'm also very partial to the black ebonite and copper edition, which is fabulous. Olive wood one, the silver short cap, all the woods and the special ebonite trio were the highlights for me. Then somebody saying, my favorite is the Bloody Mary, black, red, silver, the AC Milan one.
Of course.
No? Everybody calls it differently. Yeah. Then somebody else is saying nothing. So short cap, same like Horst has. I don't know which one Horst has. Short cap?
Yes.
Horst Danner?
Horst Danner. collector.
Yes.
You have interviewed him
Of course,
in Hamburg.
of course.
Horst made sure to get his hand on the first piece ever made in 2025, 1/125, because I had to make a prototype.
Yes.
He saw it. I said, "You are allowed to show it on the pen shows, but not to give it to anybody else."
Okay, got it.
And a couple of weeks ago, I went to his home. Get the chance to see his
Incredible
not the
collection.
entire collection. It's impossible to
Yeah.
see it on one day, but you've been there.
Yes.
And
Out of this world.
I'm proud to
Hi,
know
Horst.
that a short cap is part of his collection now.
Somebody,
Thank you.
somebody else is saying the Sunder edition Ebonite 2026. Volcan is saying so. Then someone else is saying hammered copper macassar. Then we have Emine saying that she loves the animal too. I could totally imagine that you
Yes.
love the animal, Emine. So I'm very happy to hear that.
Check her jewelry out. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Then somebody else is saying the Kingwood is the most beautiful one. Kingwood,
Yeah.
where we're looking at this
It's
one.
so classy.
And then somebody else is saying the full Ebonite one. Full Ebonite.
Yeah.
Let me show again before we go towards the last subjects of the night. Are you still up and running for some more minutes? Because we still have to share a few very important and beautiful things before we finish. So before we actually go into the Bespoke projects and the masterclass, I would first would like to give the attention to something that you've been working on. And I have to give you my compliments, Frank, because the work that you have been doing is absolutely astonishing. And I think that you are setting a standard in the industry, and I really mean it. You know that I'm someone that is very critical on brands. We don't carry every brand at Style of Zug at all. We carry only the brands that we believe in, that have a certain commitment, that we see where they're going, that have a certain language and a certain intellectual respect towards the industry and towards the customer. I had to describe this in some way. And beside the fact that one, the structure of your collection, the way how you do your pens, the intentionality, the intentions of your collection, the beauty of it, because they're beautiful. One would like to have everyone. And the proof, Frank, is the fact that everyone else here is naming a different edition, right? And now,
Cool.
I think I can introduce, and I'll give you the word, of course,
Yeah.
but I want to introduce what I think is probably the best website
Wow.
in the sphere and in the industry of writing instruments. And we're here to discover this for the first time. Frank, is that correct?
I'm very proud. That you say it like that means a lot to me. Because it was a lot of work. Again, it was not me on my own. It was a team, and I have to mention him first. It's Nico Kopp, photographer, creative producer, videographer, Excel programmer, motivator. I don't know. He had a hard time with me, I think. and Maurice as well. I'm very happy to have passionate people going this path with me. And if I may, I show my website, Giuseppe. We will go through it shortly because all of you are obviously online and can discover things on your own. But what we try to discover here is my world of my atelier. We wanted to explain the models in a way we had not done it before. Pocket Master, short cap, long cap. Those are the three models my work is based on. And Nico developed a very, very cool style of, storytelling. Or let's call it scrollytelling.
Scrollytelling.
Yeah, you decide. I'm doing it with my fingers on the mouse. You decide on how fast you go forward or backward.
Guys, come on.
And that, I like it because I'm a playful guy. I can play in my atelier all the time. But many times I do not get to see you guys in person because you just live on the other side of the world. And I tried to put everything in a, now I go backwards, in a user-decidable way to kind of get the same joy I have in the atelier. And we try to answer all these questions you usually get. How long is it? How big is it? What is the diameter? What nib is it? We put it in these scrolly telling videos. Of course, you can read a lot. But it is a mixture of, packed information that you can manage yourself by scrolling. And I think you will do it for the other models yourself. I show you something where I think there was a moment Nico called me at 2 o'clock at night.
Yes, I think I know what you're about to show. Is that
And
right?
he said, I got it.
Exactly. No.
The nibs. That's a good explanation of my nibs. And here you see my paper and you see the 6 nibs we talked about. And when you scroll,
That's insane.
you yourself are the guide of this fun animation. I think, of course, I'm making art pieces, craft pieces, but still they are functional. And everybody I know who owns fountain pens loves the joy of playing with them as well.
Of course.
And this is just a perfect translation of this joy. Then you find, as I told you, a dedicated landing page, full storytelling, kind of like this could be a cinema, I think, every time. It's we meet a full photo love story of how I made this Ebonite. You will find a 3-minute film here. You will find all the details scrolling through there. You can lose yourself into this making process.
Good fellas, Frank is now the only pen maker who doesn't need my communication anymore. Because look at what he's doing. This is incredible, Frank. There's so much incredible information, emotion. It's very well displayed, very well explained visually, but also how it's written. And you've told me that you have a movie where you have a 3-minute version of the movie, but then you have a full production film of it in German and in English that is above 60 minutes or 40 minutes?
60 minutes. We've been there 5 days. We camped near to the factory. We had some fun too, I have to admit that. But it is so much information and experience from the pen shows showed this really, really deep interest. And at first I struggled, in the beginning I had an agency making a wonderful movie. It's still on my website. It's still there and it's still relevant. But then you run into a problem. I cannot order an agency every 2 months. I'm a one-man, now a two-man show. How can I tell the story with modern instruments? And that is obviously by video. So I taught myself video, and Nico taught me how to find the calm into video making. I thought I need to make fast cuts and TikTok and stuff. It's not me. So he taught me a way of putting the camera, let it run, and he said, "You are a slow worker. Why should you make
a fast
video?"
Correct.
And it made click. And then we put out these extraordinary long videos. There are many people who would say that's quite boring, but others say, I can chill, I can relax, I can dive into this, I can dwell,
And I think what's missing, in the industry in general is the fact that if people want to get to know more about the brand, then where do they find the information? Finally, there is a maker here who, beside an excellent website that offers so much information and that really shows you what is behind the product, who is behind the product, what they're doing, how they're doing it. They also produce content where you can get to learn the product better and appreciate the product more. And honestly, this is something that I'm congrats. Honestly, this is a very important moment for the industry because you are the first maker in the industry next to one big name that actually has a presentation that is at the level of your products, that once again shows why Elbwood will be such an important brand in the future. We don't know yet how you're going to scale, how you're going to who you're going to become. I think the world and time will tell. But this is another And I saw it for the first time today. So it's he came with the finished product here, and I was, and also Manuel is a tough guy when it comes to websites, and he also
Critical.
said this very critical
Yes,
guy when it
it's
comes to
straightforward.
websites.
That's good.
I always fight with Manuel about websites in a good way, in the sense that we are always discussing, and at the end he's always right and he always wins. But congrats, Frank.
May I show my team? While
You
we're on the
please
website?
have to show your
King-
team. Yes, absolutely. That's what we love.
There's because I am happy that I have a team now, and they are presented here. There you see Maurice, pen maker, leatherman, graphic designer, man in all cases, and that is Nico.
Can you imagine someone that works in a pen company that is called Maurice Bock?
Maurice
like
Bock.
the Bock nibs. And Nico, show us Nico once again.
I'm sorry. Yeah, here is Nico. Yes.
Yes, Nico Kopp.
Nico Kopp.
So Maurice Bock and Nico Kopp.
Yes. and of course there's my family, my wife and my son. They have to bear me spending weekends and nights in the atelier. Our atelier is right beside the house, but I barely ever leave it. It has to do with passion, and I think passion connects, and I think that is one of the reasons why I wanted to give something back, actually, because this community trusted me and supported my way, and lets me live my dream life. I mean, I have a wonderful atelier, a place to live in, a big cat who barely fits to his cat door now, and I can make beautiful writing instruments that are well received all over the world, and that is thanks to the people who support my work. And I think a very good way of giving back is putting all the things I've learned on this way on the website. That is actually what drives me putting out the website. I was not thinking in industry terms. What you just said comes these things
Unexpected.
Comes unexpected, comes welcome. Yeah. I think
but
that.
it's
Thank
true.
you.
It's true.
It's true.
I don't think I'm giving an opinion. I think I'm giving out a fact, because I go over all these websites all the time. Not only me, but also my business partners and my team. And congrats, because you are setting a standard, and that's a motivation. That's a challenge also for us as retailer now to keep up with this incredible work, Frank. And that's exactly how it needs to be done. We need to have a positive spirit of leveling up each other, and that's also what I truly appreciate about you. We have to mention two other things.
Yes.
And I wanted to go first into the website, because maybe while we're talking about it, we can also show the site about it. One is the Bespoke projects. You also have a little open window for Bespoke projects. So what is it about the Bespoke projects? Somebody can just come and say, hey, I want my pens like this and this and this.
Okay, what is bespoke? That is a big question. It's an evolutionary question, to be honest. In the beginning, my idea in the beginning was I offer a service, a tailor service, like your sister does. She makes wonderful suits, and you can say, I would like this, this stuff, and this stuff. And I made a tray full of beautiful wood, full of beautiful ebonite. In the beginning, you could come and say, I love this ebonite and this wood and want you to make a pen. That is how it all started 10 years ago in Hamburg city. And that was more like afterwards, it was not really bespoke, maybe it was more like a custom service. And bespoke configuration, and bespoke evolved over the years. Bespoke became something that the people that wanted bespoke pieces actually made evolutionize, if that makes sense. I have to name Harrison Monath. He's a New York Times best-selling author. He's building an incredible collection. Almost all the pieces you see here are because of his vision. Suddenly, there's a guy who thinks more of bespokes than I was able to in the beginning, because he has an idea. And I show you one, and the others you discover yourself. The Commander pen. To homage a friend of his grandfather, I think it was, who served in the Royal Navy. he asked me to make a pen from a sextant from the Royal Navy.
Wow.
It took him weeks to find the proper sextant. These are incredibly expensive nautical instruments. They even had the names of the commanders engraved. So he found 3 of those sextants. And then he went into the annals of the Royal Navy to research the biography of that commander. One of them drank a little bit too much alcohol. The other one was yelling at his people. So he could read about the character and said, no, that's not the person I want in my homage piece. So he's a writer, he has fantasy. He builds a whole story around the object that will become a pen that is in reality a writing artifact that contains history, art, and functionality in one container. Here in this story, you see Alvaro and Nora. So those I use their, I am happy to work with them because they have these special skills of alchemy. You have to melt down things. And here we tell the story of how a sextant becomes an incredible piece. I leave it here.
Wow.
And again, here you can see the full movie if you want to. And that is, what is it? A service that is ever evolving. Reality shows I cannot do many projects like this per year because when? And it evolved to a way that I say this is a service that suits best to people who have been following my work for a long time, who are loyal customers, who have maybe
a lineup of pens probably also.
They have already invested. They have a lineup of pens. They are collectors, and they want to go this step further into personal, emotional development. It's very dialogue-driven, talkative. It's very private because it can. Well, it bears memories.
Love it. And it makes totally sense that that a bespoke piece is for someone who already has a lot and now wants to go the extra mile. It should not just be a something that one wakes up one day and says, oh, I want bespoke just for the sake of it, but there's a relationship with you as a brand, with you as a person also, and that's where it also evolves into bespoke, if I have understood right. So that is beautiful, Frank. And how many bespoke projects will you be able to take on in 2026?
Not more than 5. I think realistically even 4. I have the number written down here. I think there are 2 slots left in 2026, and there are already certain persons
who are on the
trying to put their name on there. Yeah,
interesting.
This is intense. I mean, not we document it via video as well, but it is intense because the full story has to be made, developed. Material has to be found, treated respectfully. It's a special part of Elbwood, which I really enjoy because, again, it's a mind opener, world opener.
And now we go to the last point. This was supposed to be a 2-hour-long live stream, but hey, this is a unique. There is someone who flew all the way from Hamburg who will have a 13-hour flight in 2 days from now. Also in relation to further developments for Elbwood, right?
Yeah.
We're not gonna still disclose anything, right?
No, then we are at 5 hours.
Exactly. But there's also one last thing that I would like you to tell to the community, and it's about the masterclasses that you do in Hamburg in your atelier. So how does it work? How many people can apply? How many times per year? Maybe you can give us a brief idea about that. Maybe we can show the website again here in that sense.
Yeah, Giuseppe, can we try to jump to the masterclass? The masterclass, again, it's one of these things. A friend came up, can I build my own pen? It was a couple of years ago. I said, what? And then we came up with this event. The idea is you come into my atelier. you spend half a day, full day, or 2 days with me together, 2 people at the same time at the moment. There are ideas of developing it into, here you see some happy people, of developing it into some kind of a leadership incentive. I've done it a couple of times because you always have this topic of team building, coming close, stepping out of your role to get to know each other. Once you stick in your suit and your role, you never get to the core of people, right? In a setting, in an atelier, you work directly together, you make instant friends, you connect because you're standing together and doing something with your hands. So that is a little future idea to offer a very, very high class, we call it executive leader retreat.
I love it.
That is something in development with Harrison Monath. He is a leader coach, worldwide known. That might become true one day. I love that idea. But for now, the masterclass is the opportunity. 6 times per year, I open my door to people. They come either alone or as a couple, and we make a pen. I love it. It would not make sense to make it more often because of time. That usually happens on the weekend. But I love it because people from all over the world come and bring something with them. They have the passion for fountain pens. They have the intent to put their hands onto something, and we both learn from each other. And it gives me a new perspective, opens a horizon again to work on new pieces. That is the reason why I would love to will continue doing it. But I am realizing more and more that time is a scarce thing, and I have to limit it. In the beginning,
it was much more. But
it was
now,
just, do you have time? Oh yeah, come over.
Absolutely. And now it's becoming more structured also. This.
Yes, again, yes.
Wow, Frank. I mean, there is nothing that you are leaving to the pure chance. Everything that you do is very well thought after, from your collection to the way how you present yourself, to the way how you interact with the people that are around you and therefore grow also every day and let your Elbwood grow, but also to the idea of creating bespoke for the people that have already been very committed to the brand, and so going the extra mile, but also the personal relationship that you build with the people who potentially come at your atelier for a masterclass. One thing you'll have to promise us that we'll have to do is we're gonna surely create a little selection of people that we will come with in your atelier from our side with Style of Zug in order to show them how these incredible pens are created in your place.
Yeah, let's do that. That's good.
Frank, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for flying over. And of course, thanks to everyone who joined us today and who stayed with us almost 3 hours.
Are there still people in the chat?
Yeah. There's still almost 50 people that are watching live. We've probably had 600 to 1,000 people watching.
Not really.
Yes, of course. And there will be several thousands more joining in the next days that will be watching this content live. Thank you very much, Frank.
Thank you, Samuel.
Thank you.
It was an experience. It was a pleasure.
That's very good. I would like to thank also very much Manuel that introduced us. Manuel, can you quickly come over here?
Yeah.
No, he's not there. Okay, all good. And then we would like to ask to thank Giuseppe for the incredible work that he's been doing.
Oh, they are wearing.
Manuel, I think, is in a quick call probably. Oh wait, he's coming. Giuseppe, can you also come a second? Come
Everybody.
on, we're doing. I wanted to show you the team of people.
I was live, and the live is a few minutes behind.
And Giuseppe,
live on delay.
Yeah, live on delay.
Who has been taking care of everything. So I really wanted to show the people that have been here with us the last 3 hours. Are we ready for some good food and the beer?
I hope so.
Yes.
We should.
Always a
Okay.
Maybe good food and 2 beers.
And to be. Very good, very good. So, good fellas, thank you so much for the time that you spent with us and for being so passionate. All these incredible comments that we've had here. I cannot wait to see also the comments on the actual video that will be on YouTube. Thank you. Stay tuned for more content that is coming up. And don't forget that together, we are changing the game.
They are, and we are.